Hey, how y'all doing? Getting ready to go live on Amazon Live at 5:55 Central Time, but today's didn't work out that way. Okay, going live on Amazon Live. Hey, I'm Randall Constant, and this is Amazon Live at 5:55 Central Time on June 10th, 2021. By the way, it's National Iced Tea Day. Anyway, the day didn't work out too good this afternoon because as soon as I was getting ready to go at 5:55, I turned my computer on early and I thought I had everything all ready to roll, and then Windows decided to reset. And you know how the deal goes at 2%, 3%, 5%, 10%, and you get to the 100 and you think, oh, it's over. And then it starts all over again. And then it starts all over again. And then I just got tired of waiting, so I went to get another computer to go ahead and get it set. And you know then what ended up happening. By the time I got it all set up, then the first computer ended up getting where it needed to be. So that's just how it goes, I guess. All right, let's see if I got a connection. And it looks like I do. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, it's National Iced Tea Day today. I did a poll today. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and try to find it on LinkedIn. Pretty much on LinkedIn during the day. And then Amazon Live at night. Let me see if I can. Oh, I don't think. Oh, let's see. I'm going to check and see how the poll did. When you jump from Android to Apple and go back to Android again, you can't find anything. It's very, very difficult. So I'm trying to find where I am. Okay, I got it. Let's see. Let me see how the who said I know what I'm doing? I'm trying. Everything's opposite. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to get there. And sooner or later, oh man, this is something else here. All right. I'm almost there. Okay. Like I said, it's National Iced Tea Day today. And what I did is, if you got a chance to see yesterday, I interviewed Michelle Mazzara. She's the one that owns Love a Foodie, and she knows a lot more about tea than I do. So we talked about tea yesterday, and she explained she had 4 different teas. 2 of them had caffeine, and 2 did not. So I learned a little bit about tea. And anyway, today's National Iced Tea Day. So what I did was I went ahead and I put, what's your favorite tea? Black tea, green tea, sweetened tea, or unsweetened tea? And the answer is, and I will find out in just a second. I had a feeling sweetened iced tea came out number 1, 36% of the vote, followed by green tea at 30%, followed closely by unsweetened tea, and then black tea was at 6%. So it was way at the bottom. Now that's the poll after I guess about 12 hours or so. Okay, since I'm on polls, let me jump to a few other ones. A few days ago, it was National Chocolate Ice Cream Day. So I decided, let me go ahead and find out what ice cream is tops. And it was It was one, and then another one took its place. So it was like a horse race, and I don't really know exactly what the latest numbers are, but I think I will find out in just a second. And wow, it's pretty close, I gotta say. The number one ice cream, flavor ice cream, came out chocolate, 32%. But vanilla was right behind it. It was at 28%. But a couple days ago, vanilla was ahead of chocolate. Now chocolate's ahead of vanilla. So that's kind of like definitely close. And then right behind it, butter pecan and cookies and cream at 20%. So 32, 28, 20, 20. Butter pecan and cookies and cream, as you know, are two pretty awesome ice cream flavors. Now, chocolate chip cookie dough could have been one of the 4 items, but I only have 4 spaces for these polls. But it was pretty. Quite a few people voted on it, so the numbers are pretty accurate, I would say. Let's see. I'm looking for another one. Okay, 5 days ago it was National Gingerbread Day. Okay, but I didn't do a poll on National Gingerbread Day because I missed National Donut Day. I missed it, so I did the poll on donuts. So let me see how that one came out. When it was all said and done, this poll is 5 days old, so there's a lot of voting that took place. When it's all said and done, number one donut came out chocolate covered glaze. I think you could say that's my favorite. My wife likes plain glaze. She doesn't want anything but plain glaze. Hey, look, I'm on my Android and I'm not seeing any comments, but hey, if you got a favorite donut, why don't you just say what it is? Yep. Let me see. I'm back to the apple. Let's see. Okay, yeah. In the message, just go ahead and type what your favorite donut is. It chocolate covered glazed? Is that yours? I would say that's mine. 39%. That's pretty good. Plain glazed, 31%. Cake donuts came out at 19, and beignets came out at 11. It would be interesting to see how donuts, if that was a poll out of New Orleans, if it was just New Orleans, how the beignets would do. That would be interesting to see. I'm sure it would be quite different. Okay. This was about a week ago. It was National Egg Day. As you know, last year for COVID, the price of eggs, right before COVID started, the price of large eggs at wholesale, not retail, at wholesale was $1.03 a dozen. And just a short period of time after that, it went up. The wholesale price went up to $3.09. Went exactly triple the price. Now we're seeing all kinds of inflation now. We're kind of seeing the deal with the food service trade trying to get back on track. They're trying to get back on track. So supply chains are all kind of messed up a little bit, and it's going to take a while for it to even out a little bit. And hopefully most prices come back down to earth. I have a feeling they won't come quite back all the way to earth, but at least it would be nice if they come close. Hey, the price of lumber coming back, that would be nice too. I'd like to see that. Okay, so when it's all said and done, and this poll was pretty well voted on. When it was all said and done, by the way, I'm gonna put one more fact in. Eggs were on fire last year. I mean, on fire. They were selling quite rapidly. This year, sales are down only 0.5%. Only 0.5%. That's amazing. You would think that it would be down a little bit because last year was crazy. Okay. When it was all said, man, this is close. This is close. When it's all said and done, scrambled eggs came out 30%, number one, followed by sunny side up at 29. But I messed it up a little bit. I threw in bacon and cheese. I put bacon and cheese. You don't put bacon and cheese on a sunny side up, do you? I guess you could. I wouldn't mind. I guess if I was eating sunny side up, I wouldn't mind having bacon and cheese on my sunny side up. I'll eat it that way. But anyway, I threw scrambled eggs with cheese and bacon in it, and it got 26% of the vote. So if you add the scrambled eggs with cheese and bacon and the scrambled eggs, it comes out to 56%. So I guess when it's all said and done, you could say scrambled eggs rule, followed by sunny side up. And boiled eggs only received 16% of the vote. Okay, let me see what else Okay, I did a post on the crawfish bread that's real popular during the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival is attended by people from all over the world. It's just an unbelievable event. I've never been there, but I know a lot about it. I've never been there, but I know so many people that won't miss it for anything in the world. But anyway, Blue Plate mayo, that's the mayonnaise that's really popular down here. They did a video on how to do a crawfish bread. Well, it's not exactly the crawfish bread that you get at the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival, but it's still kind of close. If you go to my website, www.madeInUSAFoods.com or .us, I have both sites. You could scroll on down, and at the very end of my website, you'll see the video on making crawfish bread. Crawfish bread is real popular. And if you like shrimp, of course, crawfish bread is something for a lot of people. It would be kind of difficult depending on where you live in the country. It's kind of difficult sometimes to get crawfish, to make a crawfish bread in the first place. But everybody can get their hands on shrimp. And Blue Plate did another video on doing a shrimp po' boy, a fried shrimp po' boy. That's the way to go. That's what everybody likes. I'm telling you. I know it's not healthy. I know. But that's what everybody likes. So you can see a video on that. So once you see how to make crawfish bread, and once you see how to make a fried shrimp po' boy, then you could kind of go all the way to the top, and you could find all kind of buttons to press to get you back to Amazon. Whether you get to Amazon back to the live streaming on. Look, I got some content. I got all kinds of things that I got content that'll probably never be seen again, maybe, I guess. I don't know. But I got 100 hours of it talking about everything. So you could go back to the live stream, or you could go back to some of the videos I made on some of the products that I really believe in, like Mio. See, you got Mio. I did a video on this. I did a video on Wahl hair clippers, because Wahl hair clippers were in kind of short supply at the beginning of the COVID situation. And I had all the Nielsen data from that. It was pretty interesting. In fact, when I posted it on LinkedIn, it ended up getting 65,000 views. But the thing here is the 65,000 views were basically coming from all over the world. It went around the country. I mean, it went around the world. Probably a few times, but 65,000 views, and anybody that knows LinkedIn, that's a lot of views for information. It wasn't one of those video, a video that goes viral. It wasn't that. It was pretty informative as far as how well Wahl hair clippers or hair clippers in general sell. So since I had a pair that had been around for 15 years that are still kicking. One thing about Amazon, when you buy things from Amazon, you want to know, is it still going to be kicking later down the road? Well, here's an example of something that's on Amazon that you could buy today. And the funny thing about it is the Wahl clippers look exactly almost identical to the one I have. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So it's working. All right. The other day, it was National Olive Day. Okay, if you're going to watch me, I'm going to talk about food, right? I'm going to talk about food. And I'm not necessarily trying to sell olives right now. But if you want some olives, you could always look it up. But anyway, I wanted to know, which olives are your favorite? Green or black? I had a feeling I knew what the answer was, but this will probably tell you. Now, this was pretty well distributed on LinkedIn. And when it was all said and done, green olives got 25% of the vote, and black got 19%. Okay, so green beat black, but the majority of the people said that they like both olives, green and black. 36% of the See, this is a pretty accurate number. This is votes from mainly the US. I would say the votes came at least 90, probably 90 to 95% of the votes came from the US. So as far as what people think about olives, that kind of tells you right there. I didn't know for sure that like basically a little more than 1/3 of people like black and green olives. I kind of figured that green olives were more popular, and they are slightly 25 to 19. Okay, that's my olive story. Hey, the other thing is olives. You think olives come from all over the world and they come over here, but they actually grow olive trees in California, and they grow them in Texas. You can buy domestic California olive oil. And I have a friend that has Texas olive oil. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? Where'd it go? Uh-oh. My wife might have got the olive oil somewhere. Might be gone. I don't see it. Oh, it disappeared. Must have got used. Okay, well, anyway, Texana brand olive oil. You can check that out. That's made in Texas. That's a domestic product. And it's a good idea to support the domestic food suppliers in the U.S. Hey, look, I know they make stuff from other parts of the world that they don't make here. That's cool. And sometimes some parts of the world do a great job on a particular item. Okay, that's all right. But let's just try to, give as much business as you can to the guys that are out here. And like I say, if you're in Australia, then you buy Australia. If you're in Japan, you buy Japan. That just comes natural, I think. Okay, what about burgers? We're definitely in burger season, without a doubt. Bubba's one of the big manufacturers. They make everything under the sun as far as burgers are concerned. So I was going to do this poll. LinkedIn only lets me use four choices, and like I say, it's pretty well distributed in the test market, or the sample comes from a pretty good, reliable source. So I had to decide which 4 burgers I was going to put in this one. So I put jalapeno burger, I put sweet onion burger, I put Angus beef, and I put bacon cheeseburger. All right, you should know which one was the best. But it was kind of close. In this case, bacon cheeseburger came out 41%. 41% bacon cheese. That's me. 41%. Angus beef burgers came out 32%, so I wasn't too far behind. Okay, then if you voted for the Angus beef burgers, then you're probably thinking about maybe putting other things on than bacon and cheese. Maybe, possible. I'm bacon and cheese, just in case you were interested. And I wouldn't mind any of those bread and butter pickles. Now, Mount Olive, I saw yesterday, they do the bread and butter pickles with Splenda, so the calorie count is down. So that's pretty good, but there's nothing like a good bread and butter pickle to put on your hamburger. That's me. I don't know about everybody else, but that's me. I did a poll on wine. It was National Wine Day a couple of weeks ago. What is your favorite wine? Well, that was pretty easy. There's like 4 major categories: red, white, rosé, and sparkling wine. So when it was all said and done, red wine just killed the other 3 guys. 77%. Red wine got 77% of the vote. Let me see what else I got before I get into the carousel. Check the carousel. Dun, dun, dun. That was funny. I got a deal where I got a video where I'm making community coffee when I get up in the morning. I'll drink coffee cold, but my wife drinks it hot. So what my job is in the morning is to make the coffee, and that's what you call press the button. So it starts. So then when she gets up, her coffee's made. But anyway, what I was going to tell you on this, I have a Breville coffee maker, and it's on Amazon for like $2.99. And I said, well, let me go ahead and put it in the carousel. You know, just to see what happens, right? Well, the next day I didn't sell a coffee machine. I didn't sell a $299 coffee machine. I ended up selling a $399 Breville air fryer. So that's okay. That's fine. I basically, you know, as far as Amazon's concerned, basically I'm just kind of giving you the idea. I'm kind of making a suggestion. And then you just buy what, you know, if you're interested in buying some, you buy. If you're not, you don't. I mean, some people would like to buy every day. Of course, we love to buy things and have things delivered to the house, but sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can't do that. But anyway, I just like to jump into a bunch of different categories. I'm not an expert in any particular category. I'm just like everybody else. You need a lawnmower. You need a shovel. You need a weed eater. You could use a chainsaw maybe. You'd like a generator. You'd like an air compressor to pump up your tires in case they go flat. I mean, there's just a whole bunch of different things that you might want. One thing about Amazon, they got like millions and millions. I'm not even going to say the exact number because I'm just going to say that's enough, because people can't comprehend just a million. So you can imagine millions of, you know, a few million, several million, a bunch of million. That's basically what they have. So you can spend your whole life trying to figure out what's in the warehouse because it's just a whole bunch of product. Okay, what about pizza? It was National Party Pizza Day. Now, that's one thing I put in the carousel all the time is that pizza oven. That's a great oven to make pizza. It's specifically made to make pizza. And if you're a high volume pizza family and you're making like, I don't know, 4, 5, or 6, if you're eating pizza 4, 5, 6, 7 times a week, that's a lot, but there's probably a lot of families that do that. You can't go wrong. I don't know about you. Pizza's never left over. And if there's a pizza in the refrigerator, it's leftovers are no problem. It disappears all the time, every time. And the one that usually doesn't is me. I don't let that go. I take care of the pizza. I don't know about you. I might be a little different. I like to eat pizza cold right out of the refrigerator. The next day, that's what I like. Not many people probably do that, but I do. Okay, what's your favorite pizza? What that can be. Now, if you follow me, you probably know that I always bring my son to Sam's Club every Saturday. And before COVID started, we went like 100 times. Probably 100 out of the 104 Saturdays. If we didn't go, it was because there was a real bad weather or something. Or maybe somebody was visiting that we hadn't seen in 5 years or something like that. But for the most part, we were in Sam's every week. And we lived in there too. We lived in there. And the reason we lived in there is because to get a good feel of what is new. How the packaging has changed. What labels are there? And just hanging out with customers. We loved it. We loved talking to customers. And the thing with Calvin, he loves to ask somebody, where you from? And when they say New York, then he's like, wow, you're far away or whatever. He loves that. He loves when it comes into a city that's way out of, that's not in Mississippi and not in Louisiana. And it gets him going because then he'll mention something about that city. It's pretty amazing how he can remember all that. He remembers where he went to eat. He remembers who he met in that particular city, or he knows some college football team. And I'm not talking about the Bulldogs or LSU. I'm talking about a small college, and he knows a player from that town that person's from. And I'm like, what is he talking about? I don't know, but he knows. So it's pretty amazing. All right, let's see. Going on to, the other day I asked, man, this Amazon Live thing is pretty interesting. Oh, wait, I got one for you. As you know, if you were following me the last couple of days, you know that I had Matthew from Lucy's Hoopy Pies. I'm trying not to mess it up, okay? He's an ex-Marine, but he's got his stuff together. Young guy. And I interviewed him on Monday, and the thing that was really cool was the fact that, he sent me pies about 2 years ago, I guess. 2 years ago. And they're refrigerated. And they're good. They're very good. But I'm pretty we communicate quite a bit on LinkedIn, and I felt, I'm going to have him as a guest, even though his hoopy pies are not, they're not on Amazon because they're refrigerated. I felt that it would be a good conversation because he could go in all kinds of different directions. And that's what this is all about, just talking about different things. And since he's a baker, I'm not a baker. He's a baker. He worked in production facilities, and I just wanted to have general conversation because I knew he was going to throw something at me, and he did. He did work. He did work at the Tootsie Roll factory. How about that, huh? Tootsie Roll factory. Anyway, we're talking about that. We had a good show. I felt, and that was Monday, and then Tuesday I had Michelle Mazzara, which has the Love of Foodie teas and the Love of Foodie seasoning blends for barbecue season. And she's one to on social media, or basically LinkedIn, because that's me. I'm basically on LinkedIn. She's always, before COVID, she was always in a store cooking stuff, always with her seasoning, and it's like whatever she did in the store, it was like I knew. It was like I saw her in the store, or I knew her, because when you see people on social media, man, sometimes you wonder, did I really see him, or did I see him in person, or did I really see? It gets kind of confusing after a while. But anyway, she's the same. She's the same kind of person as me. She's out there in the store doing her thing, talking to people and whatever, and she uses social media to take what she did in the store and then throw it out to the rest of the world so that they can see. Because if you spend time showing somebody how to bake salmon or grill it or whatever you're going to do, if you're explaining it to a customer in a store, that's informative. And she's done it many, many times, but that's informative. But in the store, there's only 2 people seeing it or 3 people seeing it. But when you take it to social media, then you kick it to hundreds or maybe thousands. So that's what she's always done. But anyway, she was on yesterday. So I had conversation with her. So I thought that was good. So I had my first guest and I had my second guest. So my son saw me running around like a crazy man trying to get ready for Amazon Live at 5:55 Central Time. And he asked me, he says, are you interviewing anybody, or you're just talking to yourself today? So that's what he told me. Anyway, that's it. Yeah, I'm talking to myself. I'm not interviewing anybody. I'm just talking to myself, and hopefully somebody's on the other side paying attention. And I think I don't think I lost anybody. Let's see. Let me see. Let me get this. I'm trying to get both these phones working at the same time. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking. It looks like I'm talking to somebody. I got a few people on. That's great. That's awesome. Like I said, I'm really sorry that my computer decided to go ahead and reset itself right at showtime, right at 5:55. I can't believe it. I mean, I put the computer on early. I thought it was all set, and then it started resetting. So anyway, that's what happened. But I tell you what, one other thing that happened, being that it was delayed, I got a phone call. Okay, so if I was doing my Amazon Live, I wouldn't have answered that phone call. But guess who it was? It was Sparklight. Sparklight is the company that does my cable. And who knows, maybe if I was on Amazon Live at 5:55, then I would have missed a call, and then they wouldn't have come fix my problem in my house. And this is bad because, like I said, I had 5 different, probably 5 different outages in a row, and that's not cool. That's not cool at all, and I got to try to get that fixed. But on the good side, this is what I'm gonna say. As far as Sparklight's concerned, man, when the internet's working, it's working good. You need an upload speed to do a live stream, whether it's on LinkedIn or Facebook or Amazon, you need a upload speed of like 3 to 5 megabytes. That's what you need. 10 would be awesome, fantastic. But 3 to 5, I think you can get by with it because I've done some and that's all it was, and I got through with it because I don't want the thing going circling. I don't want to freeze. I want to be able to continue. I want a good quality broadcast. You got to remember, I'm not a journalist. I'm not a videographer. I'm not a graphic designer. I'm none of those guys. I'm a food guy. I've been at it for 45 years. I don't know all this stuff, so I kind of jumped into it. So anyway, when you upload on Sparklight cable, it kicks up at 52 megabytes. Man, that is blazing speed. That's blazing. So that's good. That's what I want. I want a good connection. So even though I was late, instead of going at 5:55, maybe I'm going to get my situation fixed tomorrow. Oh man, I hope so, because I don't like that's not cool. Going 2 hours and a half and then you lose your signal and then you got to start all over. Then you got to wonder if you lost people. Are they seeing what you're talking about? Are you talking to yourself? Maybe that's where Calvin got it. So anyway, that's going to happen. All right, let me see where I'm going to come back to. All right, wait, this is the one that I was on. So anyway, since this Amazon Live thing's working out pretty good. By the way, this is like the 33rd time in a row, 33rd day in a row that I'm on a live stream. So I'm trying to be as consistent as I possibly can because life is complicated. Trying to be consistent because that's the only way that I can develop an audience. So 33 days in a row, that's pretty good, except for 2 days where I came on late because I had two things that happened at 5:55. I couldn't do it, so I did it late. So for the most part, trying to be very, very consistent. So the deal is the way my reasoning behind it is if you had 5:55, that's 6:55 on the East Coast. Well, 6:55, there's probably a lot of people that made it home. Because Amazon Live is probably not an easy thing to watch at work, You probably got to be home. So the thing is at 6:55, if I start at 5:55, at 6:55, it's on the East Coast, and they should be there, okay? And if I try the best. One thing about Amazon Live, once you get going, it's kind of good to just keep on going. Because as your audience build, it continues to build. Whereas if you go for a short period of time and stop and then start and then stop and then start, you got to always start from zero again, and it takes a while to get things going. So the deal is I'm trying to cross all the prime times by starting at 5:55. Then I could start it, and then if things are going, then I could definitely go through the prime time in the East Coast. Then I could go to the prime time in Central region. And a few times this week, I gotta say, I just kept on going. So I went through all the prime times. One time, I don't know if you saw it or heard it or seen it or whatever the deal is. I did an 8-hour broadcast. Good thing I didn't start it thinking that I was going to do that, because if you tell somebody you got to talk for 8 hours, that's a whole bunch of minutes. That's a long time. That's a lot of stuff to talk about. But believe it or not, it's kind of like a marathon. If you run 5 miles and you ask yourself, can I make another 5? And then when you get to the 10, you say, can I make another 5? And then you get to another 5 and another 5. Then next thing you know, you got your 26.2 miles in, and you completed your marathon. So this is kind of what this is all about. Hey, by the way, in Amazon Prime Day coming, that's coming right around the corner. That's a day when everybody's kind of buying things and they're online. And the time that they're online is probably a long time. So I got to get into shape. So that maybe I can be on Prime Day answering some questions. So it's good when you go to Amazon. I got a long way to go. There's a lot of things that I need to learn, because the 45 years that I was in the business, mainly the last 35, it's all been frozen. It's been frozen. And as you know, that's a much more difficult thing to distribute. I guess one day in the future, it'll be no big deal. It'll happen. I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? Okay, well, anyway, coming back to this, I did a poll on LinkedIn, and I said, okay, I got a virtual store. What kind of product would you be looking for? I was just kind of wondering what people would say. So when it was all said and done, it was pretty easy. It came out the food and beverage was number 1, and number 2 was electronics. But if I do it all over again, this is like 3 weeks ago. I guess if I do it all over again, I guess I have to put lawn and garden, because that's really kicking. I can't tell you. I didn't expect it, and I said this yesterday, I turned from, okay, here it is. During my career, I was well known for selling Cajun-style roast beef. I sold Cajun-style roast beef for a very long time. I sold Italian meatballs from Buffalo, New York, Rosina. It was a Rosina brand. I sold a lot of Rosina meatballs in my career, whatever. So when people would say, what do you do for a living? My kids would say he sells roast beef or he sells meatballs. And then later on then at one time it was crawfish. Live crawfish, peeled crawfish, every way you can imagine. And I had my time with skillet meals for like 20 years. Skillet meal, everything you could cook in a skillet, that was me. But it's all frozen. It's all frozen. It's all refrigerated. And then now I got to learn all this stuff that Amazon has. Everything, it's completely opposite. So that's why I say I got a lot to learn. Tremendous amount to learn. But I'm having fun learning different things. And what I found out real quick is that there's a whole bunch of people that need weed eaters. So I turned from the meatball man or the crawfish guy. I turned to the weed eater guy. And I don't know how long I'm going to be the weed eater guy, but maybe based on what happened yesterday, I might turn to Mr. Portable Air Condition guy, because I sold a lot of quite a few portable air conditions. Did I think that was coming? No, I didn't think that was coming, but I did. But I think the idea was pretty good. A portable air condition, if it's efficient and you could put it in different rooms, and then you don't have to stick it out the window like the other ones, especially if you're on the 3rd floor or something, you don't want the air conditioner to go out the back window. So this thing with the portable air conditioner, where you have a bracket that goes into it and you stick the hose out and then the hot air goes out, that's pretty awesome. Well, I always I preach backup. So my phone, I got a backup phone. My laptop, I got a backup laptop. And laptop's right here. It's right here. I was ready to roll with it. And then this one finally completed its window uptick there. Okay. I guess this will be the last one I go, and then I'll get to the carousel. The other day was National Barbecue Day. And I figured, well, maybe the best thing, or the thing that everybody can kind of relate to, is, what about barbecue sauce? Everybody can buy barbecue sauce. Everybody can buy, especially the major brands, you can buy that anywhere, right? You can buy it all over the country. But if you got into entrees, it might have been a different, it might have been a little more complicated thing. Not that I couldn't do it, but I decided to go with barbecue sauce. And way back in the day, I did one and it went crazy too, but this one definitely went crazy. This particular poll was seen by 46,000 people. And as far as the voting is concerned, it was a runaway. If this was a horse race, it would have been like, I don't know if anybody knows horse racing, but way back in the day, there was a horse in New Orleans called, was it Risen Star? I think it was Risen Star. Ronnie Lamarck was the guy that owned it. And that thing, that Risen Star won by, I don't know what it was, 26 lengths or something like that. It was just the most unbelievable race. But anyway, in the case of the barbecue sauce, getting off the subject there a little bit. Sweet Baby Ray's, just took it to everybody. 68% of the vote. Okay, but I wanted to give it some competition, okay? And I threw in Jack Daniels. That's some good competition. And I threw in KC Masterpiece. I love KC Masterpiece barbecue sauce. I've been using that for a long, long time. And the one that I like is the original. They have all kinds of different variations, but I like the original. That was my thing. And then, of course, they make a few. There's a few of them that I really like that's pretty close to the original. But that was mine. But, man, Sweet Baby Ray really took them out. 68% to 10. 10, that's it. Even Famous Dave's. Famous Dave's is not, of course, not as well known as these other three guys or three brands. But it did get 8%. And I think that's coming up probably from the Midwest, I guess. But Jack Daniels had 14%. That's the deal there. And then I guess I could always come. All right, I got some other ones, but I'm gonna do one more. One more. This is a good one. This is definitely me, positively. Well, in the South, we love biscuits. We love buttermilk biscuits. We love that. So this is kind of a good one for the guys in hurricane territory. So if you're in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, and North Carolina, that's all biscuit territory, because there's a McDonald's map of the stores, the McDonald's stores that sell biscuits versus the Egg McMuffin, right? Is that it? Or the English muffin or whatever. It just says that we're definitely biscuit territory. So I figured, well, everybody likes butter, right? Butter's popular, and honey and syrup's popular, and jam and jelly's popular. But what about biscuits with sausage gravy? So I know what my answer is. I know what it is right out the get-go. As soon as I got to the sausage and sausage gravy, that's definitely my best, because when I traveled around the country, there was nothing better than eating a breakfast that had some biscuits with sausage gravy. Not gravy. Gravy, that's not gravy. No, not gravy. Sausage gravy. That's a good way to start your day. Not a healthy way to start your day, but it's a good way to start your day as far as I'm concerned. So I thought, well, maybe other people like butter more, or maybe they like jam or jelly. I don't know. But anyway, 46% of the people said biscuits with sausage gravy. You see, I'm kind of I'm right in there. That's what I picked. But for the rest of it is biscuits with jam and jelly at number 2, biscuits with honey and syrup at number 3 at 13%. Oh, I'm sorry. It came out 4th. Honey and syrup came out 4th. Biscuits with butter came out 3rd. Since we're talking about that subject, I'm going to show you. I got some maple syrup from Butternut Mountain Farm. I think I have it in the carousel, and I have sold some. I did sell a couple jugs just 2 or 3 days ago. All right. And then this is not in my carousel, but it's on Amazon somewhere. This is some Louisiana honey. Okay. So honey was one of those answers, and syrup was one of those answers. I'm in my office. I don't have any butter, so I can't show you that. But anyway, that's the deal there. Okay. All right. I'll get off of that. I'm gonna. That's the polls that I do on LinkedIn, and it's pretty interesting to see what people think. Then you could kind of figure out whether you're just like the rest of the people or you're different. Okay. First thing I put in the carousel today is the Fitbit Sense. The Fitbit Sense was running around $300, but it just went down to $249. So when it went $249, I put it back in the carousel. This is it right here. The Fitbit Sense. You see it on my arm there. I had a Fitbit Blaze back in 2017. July 15th, 2017, I started wearing it. It took me about 3 weeks to get used to it, and I said, wow, this thing is great. This is awesome. This is fantastic. It's accurate. I mean, it's pretty accurate. I'm really impressed. It kept track of my sleep patterns. Wow, that's something new, because the other stuff before that didn't do that. So, and then it tells you whether you're in good shape or not. And as you go, if you get in better shape, it tells you you're getting in better shape, or it tells you you're getting in worse shape. So I thought that was pretty good. So on August the 6th of 2017, I decided something you don't like to do too much, and that's commit yourself to a weight loss plan. So unfortunately, I was 214 at that time, and I decided I was going to try to knock off 30 pounds. And I decided, oh boy, I'm going to go ahead and do it right. If you want to do it right, the way to do it. And I talked to somebody the other day. They said they did the same thing, basically. This is an Eat Smart scale. This is the one that I used. It's pretty accurate. I like it. I weigh food this is what I do. I weigh food. I dissect it. I weigh if I'm talking about an entree, I might weigh the onions, the peas, the carrots, whatever. So this is a great scale. So I decided I'm going to weigh my food. I'm going to scan my food. You take this bar and you scan the code, and the program for Fitbit, and the same thing for Garmin and Samsung and Apple. It's probably just about the same thing. It keeps track of what you're eating, and it puts it all together. And toward the end of the day, you can know whether you ate a lot of fatty food or if you didn't eat no protein. It keeps track. And at the end of the day, let's say you end the day with 3% protein. Well, then you might, hey, I might eat a protein bar or something, try to kick it up a little bit, at least to try to get it to 10%. Or at the end of the day, and this is, of course, I love to do this. Well, when I went down to Thibodaux, this is what I did. I went to get some boudin, which is kind of on the, the boudin problem has a high fat content. And then later in the day, I ate me a spicy chicken sandwich from Popeyes. So by the time you get toward the end of the day and you look at how you're doing, unfortunately that day you might have enjoyed yourself. Oh man, the boudin was good and the chicken sandwich was good. But by the time you get to the end of the day, you'll see that, your fat during the course of the day is, I don't know, 43%. Well, then if you know that, then maybe the best bet is maybe a bowl of cereal or maybe a bowl of oatmeal or something at the end of the day, so that you can bring that fat content down to a different level. Now, if you spend it eating, let's say, a nut bar, if you were eating a nut bar and you were getting your fat from cashews and almonds and walnuts, then that's a little bit of a different story. But unfortunately, fried chicken don't cut it, but it sure is good. Or even if it was a fried catfish fillet, same thing. But that's so good. So that's what that's what I'm eating. So I'm going to eat that when I get a chance, without a doubt. Okay. So when it was, my goal was to lose 30 pounds, and I was going to go ahead and weigh the food, keep track of everything, and then burn some calories. And I did. Basically, so for 115 days, I know each and every day, because I finished on November 29th of 2017, I lost 51 pounds in 17 weeks. That's a 3 pound a week average. That's awesome. That's unbelievable. But let me tell you, it took an unbelievable amount of work, because I was burning 30, 35, 36, 37 100 calories a day, and you got to do some walking. I didn't do running, okay, because I'm old, right? I'm 60 years old now, but I did it by walking and going up steps. By the way, going up steps is not fun, but it's definitely helps you to. It definitely helps you, to get into shape, without a doubt. And then the other thing is, the other part I didn't like, and it wasn't fun either, was I was probably used to eating 3,000 calories without any problem. You know how you say, well, I'll just have this, and I'll just have that, and I'll just have this, and whatever. And I kind of play like I didn't eat that or whatever. And you're getting ready to go to bed, and then your wife offers you something else that you probably shouldn't eat before you go to bed, but you do. And next thing you know, you definitely have 3,000 calories. If you burn 3,000 calories and you eat 3,000 calories, you're not going to make any progress. So in my case, like I said, going down to 1,500 calories a day for 115 days was not fun. It was tough, but I ended up losing the 51 pounds, and I didn't hit a plateau. I thought I was going to hit a plateau. I thought I was going to give up at 30 pounds. but I didn't. I just kept on going. So the thing is, if I can do it, if I could do that, then okay, Father's Day is right around the corner. Let me tell you, that Fitbit Sense at $249, that's a good price. That really is. Like I said, I paid $330 for mine, and I'm happy with it. So $249 is a pretty good deal for Father's Day. But the deal is, if the goal is to knock off a few pounds, you don't need to do the extreme thing that I did, because not many people do what I did. But trying to lose 1 pound a week, that's a pretty good goal. That's attainable. You can do that with a little effort. No matter what your weight is. Well, if you're normal weight, you don't need to lose any weight anyway. So we're not talking about somebody that's at a perfect weight anyway. We're talking about somebody that needs to lose 10 or 20 or 30 pounds or more. So the deal is, if you could lose 20, if you only need to lose 10 pounds, then you're not going to lose 2 or 3 pounds a week. It's going to be a little slower. It's going to be definitely a lot slower. But the whole deal is just to go in the right direction. That's it. The main thing is, it's very, very simple. Calories in, calories out. And no, I'm not a doctor, but I've been around food for a long time, and I've read so many different nutritional statements. And you know how they say, they say follow the science of the whatever. Well, nobody agrees on anything. Remember, they told us they told us all my early part of life, don't eat eggs, don't eat eggs, don't eat eggs. Well, what happened to that? So anyway, the main thing is to go in the right direction, to try to go in the right direction, and that's the right direction. So as far as a gift is concerned, for a father, husband, grandfather, great-grandfather, this is pretty cool. This is great. Oh, the other thing, watch how easy this is. I'm going to go ahead and take this off. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to go ahead and charge it. Boom. Let's see. Is that right? There we go. Yeah. See? That's it. So it's hanging. So if you have it attached on your table, your desk, or whatever, and it falls off, it's probably going to hold on to it. It's a good deal. So I advise, the sleep data on that is so awesome and so great to keep track of. And in the beginning days, you're going to really look forward to seeing how well you did. I didn't do too good last night. I only slept like 3 hours. Well, it's not that. I woke up and I just didn't go to bed. I should have went back to bed, but I didn't. I stayed up. But the deal is, when you could get a 7 or 8 hour day and get a high sleep score, that's good. That's something good to look forward to. But anyway, what I was going to tell you, don't charge it overnight. Don't do that. It doesn't take that long. It charges pretty quick. And the battery lasts 6 days. That's great. The battery goes for 6 days. But what I would do every 2 or 3 days, you know how you never run all your gas out of your, if you're somewhere in the country, this is one of my best advice. If you're driving somewhere in the country and you don't know where you are, don't let it get to empty. At least don't let it get under a quarter. Well, that's the same thing with the watch. Don't let it get under a quarter. Don't wait till the last minute, because you're going to lose some data. And you don't want to lose that data, because the data is pretty valuable. So anyway, like I said, if you take a shower, go ahead and charge it. You'd be surprised how fast it charges. If you're going to be paying bills on your computer and you're going to be there for a while, because not many people pay their bills in 30 seconds. It takes a while to go checking everything and finding everything and whatever. By the time you finish paying your bills, let's say, your watch is probably charged. Okay, if it's not charged all the way, go ahead, put it back on, and you come back to it later. So that's pretty good. Okay, the other thing that I always talk about, okay, so if you don't want to get a Fitbit, the Fitbit's a good deal. But if you don't want to get a Fitbit, get an Apple, get a Samsung, get a Garmin, whatever. Makes a great gift. Do you need to buy the $2 or $3 or $4 or $500 one? No, you don't have to. You could buy a tracker that's $100, and it's not going to give you all the stuff, right? It's not going to tell you everything, but it's going to tell you the basic stuff. It's usually going to tell you how many calories you burn, how many steps you climbed, and maybe how well you slept. So no matter which one you buy, it pretty much does that. So it's all about keeping track. Some people think more about music, so they might want a good headphone, but they don't think too much about keeping track of their calories burned. They don't care about that. But other people think that's the most important thing in the world, especially somebody else. For Father's Day, you want to try to keep track, try to make sure your father goes in the right direction, or your grandfather, or your great-grandfather. And then the other thing is you could help them with it, because if you're younger and you understand it, not only can you give it to them, but you can kind of set it up for them. And then, hey, one other thing, I meant to put this back in the carousel, but man, if you could for Father's Day, if you could show the light bulb and say, hey, Google, like this one. Oh, I don't have it on right now. All right, it's right there. The Fitbit Sense, it's got Google, so you could say, hey, Google, turn that light off. Man, if you get one of those light bulbs or one of those light sockets or whatever, and it's a smart light socket or a smart bulb or whatever, and you can show your grandfather how the light goes out. Man, he's going to be impressed with you, because he's probably wondering what happened to the incandescent bulbs. I wasn't too thrilled when the incandescent bulbs went away. The replacement wasn't that great, but I tell you, the LED bulbs today, they're pretty awesome to be able to light up a situation with so much less electricity. That's pretty cool. Okay, so that's my thing on Fitbit or Apple or whatever. Just go ahead and hit hey, look, to $249, you click that, and then you go into the Fitbit section and you see something for $80 or $100, and that's what you want to spend for a gift, or you want it for yourself, then go ahead and do that. But the weight thing definitely takes some work. There's no question about that. All right, so that's the Fitbit Sense, and then you have an Apple Watch for $199. That if you go back to if you look at the Fitbit Sense, it's got a pretty good rating. It looks like it's about 4.5 stars. And if you go to the Apple Watch, that's $199. It looks like about 4.5 stars. So it's about the same thing. The Apple, of course, if somebody has an iPhone, that might be a good choice, because you got Apple to Apple. I always like to try to stay with the same brand, so that there's no, there's no problem. Okay, so now I'm going to jump off my healthy situation. All right, well, I'll add one more thing, because I don't have this in the carousel. These Mios that you can add to the water. Like today, I was kind of like, I think I've been skipping I've been doing these. Let's see. Yeah, I've been doing these Amazon Lives, running up at the last minute, taking a Diet Coke. And then maybe not drinking as much water as I need to. But today I said, I'm gonna make a point to make sure I get a good bit of water today. And I did. But these are really good, because it's 0 calories. This is 0 calories, and it's got flavor. So this is black cherry, but you just have to figure out what flavor you like. This is lemonade, and this is orange. Okay, that's just 3, but there's a whole bunch of other ones. But it's good, because it might change your life a little bit, because you might cut back on coffee or cut back on Diet Coke like me. And if you could knock out a couple carbonated drinks and then drink a little more water, that's a good thing, especially when it's hot right now, because it's hot. Man, my life's changed. It's really changed, because I'm looking at my grass and I want to cut my grass. But then I said, I'm going Amazon Live at 5:55. By the time I'm finished, it's dark. Oh man, I gotta plan my day a lot different. I guess I'm gonna have to cut my grass early in the morning. People tell me, hey, you need a ride lawnmower. No, I don't need a ride lawnmower. I want the exercise. I want to burn the calories on, I want my Fitbit to tell me that I did something. The one thing good about the summer is that you don't have to worry about doing a little bit extra. When you cut a yard, at least that's kind of like giving you an extra 8,000, steps or something, or 10,000. So it makes it easy to do what you need to do that day. Man, but if you had to cut a couple yards every day, that'd be a good workout for sure. The one thing about living in the USA, everybody has a different thing. Everybody lives differently. What I'm talking about there is that, some people are really crazy about NASCAR and they go to all the NASCAR races. You got other people that love the beach and they go to the beach. So they know everything regarding the beach. And other people, they might be going in the mountains all the time. So they know everything about going to the mountains. Me, it's a little different. I know everything about going to the grocery store. Whether it's a club store or one of the big stores, or it's a local store or whatever. That's what I know. That's my life. I spend so much time doing that sometimes I don't know about the canoe. I spent a lot of time on the water before I started working at 16. I started working with Winn-Dixie. But anyway, some people, they spend time with a canoe. That's a pretty good canoe. Looks like it's got 16,858 reviews. Looks like it's got about a 4.5 star rating. And if you're in that canoe, we can see you coming. I'm colorblind, so I love fluorescent yellow. When I see fluorescent yellow, I can see it. At least I know what color it is. There's so many colors that I don't know what it is. So anyway, in fact, I sold a few canoes. Hey, look, for a guy that's been 45 years in food, I never sold too much of anything that wasn't food. And then now I'm selling canoes. Now I'm selling barbecue pits, all kinds of barbecue pits. This is the Weber original kettle. I talk about it. I've been talking about it for the last week or so, week and a half, I guess. The thing that was I remember one time I was in Chicago and I'm driving, like I know where I'm going, right? And then I'll never forget, I'm driving. And then, wait a minute. I'm right where I was when I started driving. So sometimes in Chicago, you could definitely get lost. I think I went around the airport or something. I don't know what I did, but that's what ended up happening. But anyway, there's a place in Schaumburg that had it had a Weber barbecue grill right out in the front, and it looked like it was like 20 feet tall. That definitely got my attention. So on that particular day, I said, well, let me go eat at that place. So I did. I went eat at that place, and the food was great. And then as time went by, I talked about it, earlier in the week, and I had someone look it up, and they said that there's 4 Weber Grill restaurants in Chicago. And I just happened to go to one with the big barbecue pit in the front. So we do all kinds of things to get some attention, but they definitely got attention with that barbecue pit. I still got to find out. I'm going to have to talk to somebody to find out how tall that barbecue pit is, because it's a big one. Hey, I put the Jumbo Joe, and then look. I mean, if you look at the ratings here, look at that. It's got 7,429 reviews, and it's got 5 stars. So not only does Weber have a following, but I mean, they have a strong following to get 5 stars. That's great. The Jumbo one's got 5 stars too, $74, and it's got a good following. So we're right in the season. So if somebody's going to buy a barbecue pit or a smoker, it's kind of like right now. Now's the time. Another thing is, it's the beginning of hurricane season. We're in the second week. Last year, we already had one. We didn't have a hurricane. We had a little hurricane that came through and dumped a bunch of rain on us. So I figured we weren't going to get one, and we ended up getting Hurricane Zeta later in the year. And it hit Gulfport with 100-mile-an-hour winds. And then I was very lucky because it decided to stop in New Orleans where my other house is, and it hit that one. The damage wasn't bad, but Gulfport was a different story. Hey, there's a big demand for chainsaws in Gulfport because there's still a whole bunch of trees all over from Hurricane Zeta that need to be chopped up and taken care of. So that's never changed. I ran across this Traeger grill. The Traeger grill is pretty awesome because instead of using natural gas or propane, you're actually using the pellets. and then the pellets give that smoke flavor. If I'm not mistaken, there's like 8 different pellets that you can buy, 8 different woods. I know hickory's one, applewood's one. So what I did was I put the Traeger grill there because there's nothing like smoked, beef or pork or whatever. Smoked is the way to go, without a doubt. And that does a great job. It looks like it's got about 4.5 stars. It's not. It has a following, but I guess Weber's kind of hard to. Weber's definitely kind of hard to keep up with. But you could get your grill. You could get the grill, and then you could get the pellets to go with it, and it gets delivered right to your door. So that that works. Let's see if I could butcher this name. I looked at a YouTube video just to see if Kamado Joe. I guess that's how you say it, but that's a pretty nice setup, I would say. It's got 5 stars. I'm sure whoever spends $1,274 on that pit is definitely happy with the result that comes out of it. So anyway, I put that there. That's something a little different. I got the Weber's, but I wanted to go ahead and put something different, so that's what I did. Now, this is something that 2 days ago, I guess I'm saying that, I spent all my time selling frozen foods. I'll give you an example. One of the frozen foods I sold for a while is General Tso's chicken innovation. It used to be called Innovation Cuisine out of Seattle. And this item is awesome. This item is unbelievable as far as I'm concerned. It's got the heat, and it's got the sweet. And the deal is on this right here, I ended up selling a bunch of air fryers, and the air fryer would be perfect to go ahead and make this nice and crunchy. And then you add your sauce to it, and I think you're going to like it. If you've never tried this, try it. If you like spicy, and believe me, it's not so spicy that you can't handle it, but it's got the kick and it's got the sweet, and I'm telling you probably like it because it is their #1 item. Anytime you see a manufacturer make a big size and a little size, that's a good sign that it probably sells pretty well. So I sold that. But anyway, so air fryers, I guess about 3 weeks ago, air fryers was what was selling. I was talking about the Ninja and the Emeril Lagasse ones sold. Or if I talked about Emeril Lagasse air fryers, then the Ninjas would sell. So that was a little earlier. But the last few days I've been talking about this Winter air condition, and it was $5.99 yesterday, so it went down to $5.25. And what happened was I just started talking about it, and all of a sudden yesterday, several air conditions went out the door or got loaded up in the truck. So it's like, it's all about, you see, the thing is, I was talking about that particular one, but the one that actually really did well, I think it was this one. It was like the one that sold was like $300. So the smaller units did very well. The larger units, it just takes a few bucks to get to the 5.25. It's a lot easier to digest the 300. So I threw that one in as far as 2 different possibilities. You go ahead and click it in the carousel, and then it kicks you out, and then you can see all the different other items that are there. But that's better than sticking the air conditioner out the back window. It's a lot easier. You don't have to carry it. This is so much easier to go ahead and install. The one thing I do know, and I gotta look more into it, but some of these units actually heat and cool. Now that would be really, really good, because then you would be able to use it all year long. But being that we're at the beginning of the summer, I would say that things are really gonna take off. Take off as far as the temperature once they get into the 90, 95, 98 with the high humidity. It's just so miserable, and this will definitely be a good thing. I heard that in Minneapolis it was pretty hot out there, hotter than over here, which I was really surprised. Anyway, it's National National Iced Tea Day. So what I did was I put the Love of Foodie iced tea in. That's 4 different teas. if I'm not mistaken, 2 are black, 2 are green, 2 have caffeine, 2 do not, and they make 48 servings per bag. So you're talking about, for $10, you're talking about a serving size of costing you about 22 cents, roughly, right around that ballpark on that particular tea. I went ahead and put the Quest bar in there because that's number one in the nutrition bars. When you look at the one thing that Amazon does is it has a lot of different categories, and then it gives you the actual, it doesn't tell you exactly what the sales are, but it ranks it. And when it ranks it, it's done on an hourly basis so that you know what's what. Well, this Quest bar, which I have right here, I have one of my friends that bought them for me, so that was good. I'm going to have to try them a little later. This is a Quest bar. It's got 21 grams of protein, and it's got 15 grams of fiber. That's pretty awesome. To start the day, you start the day with this, you're halfway to your 25 or 30 grams that you need on a daily basis. The other one is the birthday cake. This one's got 14 grams of fiber, and it's got 21 grams of protein. So this would be a great way to start the day. You eat one of these, you're halfway there as far as getting your fiber. The fiber helps you. The fiber helps you take care of some of the other things that you ate during the week or during the day, like a bacon cheeseburger or a pork chop or baby back ribs or maybe a Popeyes chicken sandwich. The fat content's kind of high, so the fiber kind of neutralizes that situation a little bit. So it's good to eat something healthier that's going to help with your other bad habits. I got it. That's my bad habit. I eat things that I'm not really supposed to, but I do. It's just like eating a can of chili. But it's good. I mean, it's good. I love it. I love chili. But we gotta try to eat a balanced meal if possible. Hey, the next thing I put was Butternut Mountain Farms maple syrup out of Vermont. As you know, I talk about things that are made in the USA. That's my thing, made in the USA. After spending 38 years in the industry, I decided that, hey, you know what? I know a lot of people and I'm well connected. Maybe what I should do is write about companies that are small and see if I could use some of my influence to help them get to the next level. Pick up another store, pick up another chain, pick up another item, or whatever. Well, here's one. Here's the Butternut Mountain Farm maple syrup. Hugh Curtis, he's one of my connections on LinkedIn. He sent it to me, and we did some giveaways on it, on the maple syrup. So I figured, well, they got the jug at $14.94. Let me put it in there. I ended up selling a couple jugs. That's like 32 ounces. So that's that. When you spend most of your life in Louisiana, it doesn't take much to find out that community coffee is the coffee. I mean, it's unbelievable the shelf space that they have here, and it does really well. It's the Louisiana. It's the it used to be the Louisiana State Coffee. I don't know if they still call it that, but this right here, Community Coffee and Chicory, and the deal there is that's been in my house for like 35 years. My wife loves that coffee. Now, as far as Calvin and I, we like to drink the cold coffee. We like to put it in the blender with the ice, add some Splenda, and add some milk from the cow. Plant-based milk, that's great and everything, but I like my milk from the cow. I drink the skim milk. That's 80 grams per glass. It's got 8 grams of protein. That's good. That's a healthy thing that's a healthy thing to drink. But one of the plant-based, I'm just going to mention it. Silk makes a plant-based chocolate milk with cashews, a cashew milk. And it only has 90 calories. And let me tell you, that stuff's good. That stuff's really good. Because regular chocolate milk's in the regular chocolate milk's in the high, like 180, 190 to 220. So that's that's a lot of calories. So if you could get a plant-based milk that you really enjoy with 90 calories, that's pretty good. So that's silk. But anyway, getting back to the coffee. Hey, by the way, the coffee, I guess if you used chocolate cashew milk and you threw it in with ice and the coffee and chicory from Community, it probably would be pretty good. So maybe we might have to try that one day. But I'm a cow milk drinker. I like cow milk. The next thing I'll put in the carousel is Texana brands. Like I said before, there's a lot of countries that export olive oil to us, and we buy it and we use it and consume it. But there's a couple companies, one in California that does olive oil in California, and there's one in Texas that does it for Texas. And what they do is they don't just do they do regular olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. But the thing is, they put a little niche to it. They do one that's jalapeno. They do one that's roasted garlic. They do one that's Cajun. They do one that's mesquite smoked. They put a little Texas twist on it, or Louisiana for that matter. And then you can't go wrong with roasted garlic or onion. Everybody around the country likes garlic and they like onion. So that's what they did. So that's kind of like a specialty, olive oil. So since it's made in the USA, in Texas, USA, and the guy I know the guy that runs the show, I'll put it in my carousel. Hey, one thing I always talk about this. It's always good to take your vitamins, right? But usually those vitamin pills are pretty big, and they're not fun to swallow. Uh-oh, I think I lost it. Yep, I did. I lost the gummy vitamins. VitaFusion has men's gummy vitamins and women's gummy vitamins. And the thing is, at the end of the day, you look forward to eating it because it's like eating more, it's like eating more stuff. If you're swallowing a pill, there's no fun in that. That's not fun. But if you're eating a gummy vitamin, I don't know if it's got 10 calories or whatever, but it's some more food that you get to eat before you go to bed. Anyway, that's that. Hurricane season started on June 1st. One of the best times to check your battery inventory is now. I know later down the road you might, in my case, my mouse, the battery started acting funny, and I don't give it too many, I might take it off and roll the battery around. It might work for another day or so, and then next thing you know, but it's so aggravating, I take care of it. So when I go to check on my AA batteries, I hope that I have some. Running out of that for your mouse or running out of that for your remote, that's bad enough. But if you're in the hurricane situation, it's too late to get the batteries because it's too late. It's already there. It's already here. So if you live in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, and North Carolina, now's a good time to check your inventory. These 5 batteries, whether it's AA, AAA, C's, D's, or 9 volts, they're pretty competitive. Pretty competitively priced. It's Amazon Alkaline. The other thing is if you didn't change your batteries in your smoke detector, that's another thing. That's a good thing to do. Hey, I put this little Weber grill in here. It's got 5 stars too. That looks like all the Weber stuff has 5 stars. But for $219, that's much more affordable for a lot of people. I know I went ahead and barbecued on all kinds of contraptions. Some were electric, some were charcoal, some were gas. And then when I hit 57, I decided that, man, wouldn't it be nice to have natural gas going directly to it so I don't have to go going looking for propane. So that's what I did. I didn't get this one that was $219. I got one something similar to this. It's not exactly, but it's something like this. But it's really nice to have. It's really, really nice to have, especially if your electricity goes out and you need a generator. Maybe you need the generator to run the TV, to run the air conditioner. That portable air conditioner I showed you, man, it would be nice that if you do lose your electricity, you might not even get a hurricane. You might just get bad weather and you lose your electricity for a day. That's very possible. And if that's the case, the generator would come in handy. And if you had the air condition, that would come in handy too, because you would be running a little unit. You wouldn't be running the big unit. You can make sacrifices if you don't have electricity. You can kind of hang out in one room, right? You can put the TV there, and you can spend your day in that room until all the electricity comes back. Whether you're in a tornado, bad weather, hurricane, whatever it is. But this Champion generator, that's a good thing to have. So it might be one of those things that you put on your wish list. It may take you a while to get to the deal where you can pull the trigger on something like this. But if not, you might pull a trigger on something that's $300 or $400 or $500. You click that in the carousel, and it goes out. It goes out to all the other generators, and you can see what's out there. One of the first Amazon Lives I did, I was talking about the Ninja air fryer because I had a friend that bought it, that particular one. He said it's great and it works good. He's a guy that's run several restaurants, so he knows about cooking hors d'oeuvres and making them taste great. So he said that the Ninja one worked really great. And the thing is, when you were finished with it, you could go ahead and kick it up against the backsplash, and then you would have some counter space. One thing I learned is that if something's real big and bulky and you have to go put it in the garage or put it in the cabinet or go put it somewhere, you're going to use it a lot less. But if you have it right on that countertop, man, you're going to use it a lot more. And that's what we need to do, use what we got, right? So the thing is, I put the Ninja there, and I sold a few there, but I did sell quite a few Emeril Lagasse ones. It might not be the one that's right there. It might be one that's a better one. So he's got a few different units. One thing I did, being that I sold entrees, frozen entrees for like 35 years. Yeah, since 1985. I did a lot of cooking all over the country. I did a lot of cooking at food shows. I did a lot of cooking for presentations. I did a lot of cooking in stores. And this particular unit, works really, really great. The one I had, though, was a Sterno one. Sterno, well, you know, the one that makes the fuel. I had a Sterno one that was butane, and I really liked it. It was great and all that kind of stuff. But this one right here has two connections. It has the connection for the propane and the butane. So that's good, because when you're looking for fuel to go to the picnic, to go to the mountains, to go to the beach or whatever, you don't want to spend your time looking for fuel. You want to make sure you get it. And I guarantee you, most of the time when you go to a store, even if it's got one that's out, you got the other one. So you pretty much always have it. So that just makes your job much easier. Hey, for the guys that cook pizza all the time, if you're making pizza all the time, if you're one of those 5, 6, 7 nights a week type pizza family or company family or whatever you want to call it, this one right here is specifically built for pizzas, and the pizzas come out great. So if you're going to put a Red Baron, a Tony's, a DiGiorno, a Freshetta, whatever you're going to put in there, this works great. This is what it's made for. And you could set it up outside real easy and cook pizza outside if you want. Hey, you get the Instapot. The Instapot is what is real popular, extremely popular. It's so popular that they even have a Star Wars version. Anybody have a Star Wars version? But the deal is, here in New Orleans, red beans and rice is a big deal. They even have a Mardi Gras crew that's the Camellia Red Bean crew or whatever. So it's a big thing over here. So when we're not eating gumbo and we're not eating jambalaya, we're eating red beans and rice with sausage. In Louisiana, they have samoas. In western and southwest Louisiana, they have Richards in Church Point, Louisiana. They make some awesome smoked boudin. If you ever get to eat their smoked boudin, it's really good. Then you got Chisasi out in Harahan, Louisiana. They've been around for like forever. They used to make the stuff out by the Superdome, really close by the Superdome, but now they're out in Harahan. You got Double D in Bogalusa. That's a real You know, that's a real popular sausage. You got Zatarain's has a andouille. You got a Tony Chasserie. So you got a bunch of different choices in Louisiana. You got Polk's in Mississippi. You got Country Please in Mississippi, which is what, Cooper Foods, I think. And then you got Conecuh out of Alabama. That's Calvin's favorite one. And by the way, it is great. The Conecuh sausage is awesome. So if you ever get a chance to try that, try that. It's great. Got a lot of flavor. But anyway, if you go to my site, madeInUSAFoods.us, it's right there. Right there. It's rolling down on the bottom. If you make a mistake and you do .com, that's fine. I got that too. madeInUSAFoods.com. And you go on the website, you'll find a video, a YouTube video. It's 104 seconds. It's 104 seconds to get right to the point, show you how to make some red beans and rice for Louisiana style. And it's the video is made by Camellia brand, so they know how to make red beans. They've been selling red beans for like 100 years. I think they're at 98, I think. I'm not sure. Wait. Here we go. I'll find out. Hold on. It's on the bag. I think it's 1923. Let's see. Yeah, since 1923. Yeah, it's 98 years. Oh. So they've been making red beans for, well, not making red beans. They've been packing red beans for a long time. I was in the produce department back in 77, 78, and I remember we used to fill the barrels with beans that you scoop and you decide how much you want yourself. That was Camellia back in them days. I remember reading that and saying, I wonder who Camellia brand, Carahan, Louisiana. I was living in Thibodaux back in that time. Carahan, I'd never forget. That's who it was. So anyway, if you want to know how to make red beans and rice, you just go to my website and you can find that. In fact, they do so good with red beans that they have another video. So there's 2 videos on red beans. So check that out. They're both very well made. They also have one on white beans with shrimp. Shrimp season's getting ready to open over here. So the shrimp from the Gulf of Mexico is going to be picked up soon. They're going to be trawling really, really soon. You can make red beans with shrimp. So all the recipes are there, how to make it, made by people that know how to make it. And if it's not them, I have a video on making the fried shrimp, po' boy, the crawfish bread, and that's done by Blue Plate Mayonnaise. Then you got tea. There's Louisiana tea. And the girl that did the Louisiana tea, she's got a real southern accent. Alabama. I think it's Alabama accent. Not a Cajun accent. She's got an Alabama accent. So anyway, that's all those videos are related to local food companies that are in my backyard. So anyway, you see the videos, you learn how to make the red beans and rice. And then you go up to the top, and then you'll see a whole bunch of ways to get back to Amazon live stream. And then when you come back here, then if you want to buy Blue Plate Mayo, you can. If you want to buy some red beans, you can. And then when you're on my site, you'll see a lot of stuff from Amazon that I talk about that might not be in the carousel, but it's on my website. And then the other thing is when you're on my website, go all the way to the top, there's a button that says go to my store. You go to my store, and then you'll see all the stuff that I talked about in different sections. So there's a bunch of ways to get there. Hey, I put the fryer here. This particular fryer, I put this here because it's got 5,000 watts of power, so it's got a kick. So if you put too many frozen egg rolls in there and the temperature goes down, you don't want your egg rolls to get messed up. Or what about if it's crab cakes? You spend a lot of money. You can spend a lot of money on a breaded crab cake, and you don't want that to get messed up. So you want a fryer that's going to recover pretty quick, and with 5,000 watts, that'll do it. That's a lot of watts, by the way. 5,000 watts. The first couple weeks when I started doing the Amazon Lives, I had no idea what I was selling. I didn't know what was selling. Hey, Freddie, how's it going? Freddie's here, and there you go. Good to see you. In the early days, I didn't know exactly what was selling, and then one day when the data came to me, I found out that, wow, this Works weed eater is really selling pretty well. So I decided to go ahead and put it in there so that you could see what people actually are what they're buying from me. So since there was a bunch of them, I put it in there. So it's $112. The WORX WG163 GT 3.0. So that's a awesome seller. Black & Decker. I put the Black & Decker in there. That's great. If you unfortunately have to deal with the hurricane this year, like we had to last year, a chainsaw is a good thing to have if you have one. I didn't have one when Hurricane Zeta came around, and I had a big tree, a tree that was 18 inches in diameter, and it fell right across the street and it blocked traffic. But I had a friend that came over and chopped it up for me, and we were able to pull it off the street so that the cars can pass. But it's good to have your own if you can have one. You can put that on the wish list. By the way, that'd make a good Father's Day gift, especially if your father has an old one that doesn't work that well, or whatever the deal is, that works. Guys like tools, that. Things to work with in the yard to make their job easier. Then I got this Black & Decker hedge trimmer. Some people have hedges, some people don't. So if you need it, that's a good thing. This mask situation, this thing might last forever. Who knows? I don't know. My wife bought this about 6 weeks ago. It's only 7.2 cents a piece. That's cheap. That's very, very affordable. 7.2. I like the fact that it's black on both sides. I'm colorblind, so I like things to either be black or white and go with everything, right? So the black mask goes with my Saints hat. And my Saints hat is black, or it was black. The good thing, even though my Saints hat is black, okay, let me put my head down so you can see the Louisiana up here, so you know where I'm from, Louisiana. And then talk about foods from Louisiana and Mississippi too. Mississippi and Louisiana, they're really, really close together, and we eat the same stuff: gumbos, jambalayas, beignet donuts. But you don't see that much boudin over here, though. I don't know if there's that much over here, but it sure is in Southwest Louisiana for sure. Hey, one thing I always talk about, the fact that I got one of those big heavy-duty 100-foot hoses. That comes in handy, but when they get old and they start knotting up and your water stops and then you got to go try to get it untangled, that's a pain. That's terrible. That's horrible. So I'm looking at that 50-foot hose. Sooner or later, I'm going to have to pull the trigger there, especially, my wife doesn't want to deal with a heavy-duty hose that she's going to deal with. She doesn't. I'm sure I can make her life a little easier with a lighter hose. You're not going to believe this. My house in Gulfport, we got 3 pineapple plants that got 3 pineapples. The pineapples are about the size of this can right here. I hope no birds or animals or anything eat the pineapples. I hope they make it. It would be real neat to be able to make some pineapple upside down cake with pineapples from the backyard in Mississippi. You got to be kidding. Look, I'm 60 years old. I never saw a pineapple plant with pineapples. I never went to Hawaii. I never saw it. So I've seen pictures, but I've never seen it. But it is cool for it to be in the backyard. So then we get to the HP. Then we get to the HP touchscreen computer. One thing, I made the mistake one year. I bought one and I didn't know that it wasn't touchscreen. I gotta have touchscreen. I can't see anymore. I need to be able to make that screen bigger. So that's one thing when you buy one. Make sure, especially if you're old like me, make sure that it's got that touchscreen deal where you can make that picture bigger so you can read the print, right? So if you hit that in the carousel, that's going to bring you to a whole bunch of different other computers. So you buy what's in your budget. You could find ones that are much less expensive, and you can find some that are much more expensive. Not to mention when you jump to the Apple, the Apple MacBook Pro, that one's expensive. That's $2,500. Or if you jump to a gamer computer, those gamer computers are definitely up there, high powered. But that's probably going to come into play a little closer as we get to the end of the summer. When we get to July, that's when people are going to start pulling the trigger on computers. Here, I went ahead and put a Samsung. Everybody, I mean, the TV is always on your wish list. No matter what you have, you always want to get the new thing that came out the following year because it's so much, it's so much better, the improvement. I never thought I'd see so much improvement. I never thought that we'd be able to get a phone with the unbelievable, awesome photos. Never thought you would be able to make the picture bigger so you could read everything on it. That's why I never could understand. There's a lot of people that are old like me and they have grandkids and then they have a flip phone. The only bad thing about the flip phone, yes, it's easy to use. I agree. Yes, definitely, positively, absolutely. It's easy to use, but you can't see your grandkids, and it's hard to see your grandkids in a flip phone. So some of these, notes and iPhones they're really good for, older people like me that can't see. Okay, this Samsung 50-inch, it's a smart TV. It's much smarter than the one I have at my house. Mine was pretty smart back in 2012, but it's not too smart today. This one is. Hey, I'll put the Keurig, the Slim coffee, the K-Cup coffee, whatever, from Keurig. This is one of the most popular coffee machines on Amazon. It's in the wish list category, like 2 of the most wished for coffee pots. There's another one that's a bigger one. That's not slim. It's a little bigger. That one's in the same category, but I only had room to put one. So I'll put the Keurig K-Slim coffee, whatever, at $79. I jumped on over. I went ahead and put a food processor in there, a Cuisinart food processor, because if you're making gumbo or jambalaya or red beans and rice or white beans with shrimp or whatever you're making, shrimp fried rice, chicken stir fry, whatever, you need some vegetables, right? And you need, like me, I like them pulverized. I like them small. I don't like chunky onions or celery or anything like that. So this particular Cuisinart, look, I think it's got 4.5 stars. That's good. 3,915 reviews, but $99.95. That makes those chunky onions go away, and you're going to be eating good in the neighborhood with that, because I don't think I'm the only one that doesn't like chunky onions. So I don't think I'm the only one, but that definitely takes care of the problem at $99. Then my wife told me she does a lot of baking. She really does. Makes a lot of cakes. The last cake she made was a king cake. I didn't know. That was a big surprise for me. But she told me, I'm getting a lot of opinions from a lot of people, from a lot of customers. They're telling me all kinds of things, and I'm listening because I can say whatever I want. I'm not the expert on all this equipment. I'm not the expert. There's people that bake every day. They know what they're talking about. They got people that fry stuff every day. They know what they're talking about. They got people that make pizzas every day from scratch. They know what they're talking about. So I'm listening. And when I hear things, I just pass it on. You want to get it from somebody that knows something, right? My background is food, okay? So I know that. But when it comes to a lot of these other things, I'm listening to what people are saying. And my wife said this KitchenAid mixer is the best one she ever had. If it breaks one day, she wants one just like it. She wants the same one. And that's what you want to hear. That's what you want to hear from people. You want to hear from people that say, I don't even care what's out there. I want one just like this one. This one is so good. I want one just like this. And that's what she says. That's what she thinks on that. So the fact that she's always making stuff all the time, she knows what she's talking about. Okay, jump on over to the power cord. You ain't going to believe all the power cords on Amazon. They got all kinds of things. You go to a store, you see the standard 25, 50, 100 foot. You see a few different colors. That's the most popular cords that are sold. You see in the pick of the litter, right? But everybody's different. They may have some different things on Amazon that might, wow, this is great. This is exactly what I want. So you can pull the trigger on it. But you don't know what they have. So the deal is, if you go ahead and search, you click that particular cord. Anyway, by the way, for $6 for a cord that has 3 plugs, that's not too bad. But you got to look and see all the different things that are there. Nobody can make that decision for you. How many times, I got to tell you, how many times you get in the store, you got a 25, you got a 50, you got 100. Huh. Okay. All right. Let me think. All right. If I go with the 100, it's so much per linear foot. And then you get to the 51. And then you say, wow, they want more money for this one. Then you go to the 25. They want more money for this one. But the other thing you got to take in consideration, they knot up all the time. They're knotting up all the time. So if you got a 100-footer, I guarantee you it's going to be hard to keep it from knotting up and being a big aggravation. So sometimes, I'm just saying, sometimes it's better to spend more money on things that connect so you could disconnect them and you're going to be able to take them apart a lot easier. So sometimes that's the case. So anyway, look and see. I'm just saying, look and see all the different extension cords. You're not going to believe it. They have an unbelievable number of them. My daughter, when COVID started, she said, I got a package going to you. And you do? Okay. She says, go ahead and wear them and tell me what you think. Okay. Well, anyway, she sent me some black shoes. I like black shoes. That's what I wear. You know why? Because when you get old, it's a lot easier to wear black tennis shoes than it is black dress shoes. Okay, we're getting old, right? And I remember when I got into the food business and I was in my 20s, I used to always wonder, why are these old people wearing tennis shoes? Well, now that I'm old, I know exactly why they were wearing tennis shoes. So that's what I do. I have an all black shoe. Well, anyway, I didn't know I'm spending my time in the food deal, you know? The brand is Hoka 11. Did I know what Hoka 11 was? No, I didn't. Did I pay attention? No, I didn't. But anyway, I've been wearing them for a year. They are the most comfortable shoe I ever wore. Are they expensive? Yeah, they are. My daughter knew I wasn't going to spend that money on that particular shoe, so she got it for me because she knew I wasn't going to do it. But anyway, they're good. I have them on my feet right now, and they're still kicking. And the thing is, they didn't wear out like other shoes because I'm rough on shoes. Because when you're trying to put those numbers up on your Fitbit, the only way it's going to happen is with your 2 feet. You're not going to be if you're sitting on the sofa or the chair and you don't move, you're not going to be able to put those numbers up on a Fitbit. You got to do it on your feet, and you need a good shoe with support. And the Hoka 11 is a real good shoe, in my opinion. I've had some that wear out a lot very fast, but in this one, pretty good deal. Hey, look, I ran across this. I'm a big map guy. I love to travel. I love to learn things about different parts of the country. So it's just like you always try to figure, well, I went down this road, I went down that road, I went this way when I went here, and you try to figure it all out. So being from Louisiana, that's pretty good. I like it. The thing is, you could use it for a chopping board. You could use it for serving, chopping up the sausage and the cheese and all that kind of stuff for a party. If you do that, people will say, where'd you get that from? Wow, that's cool. That's what they're going to say. But anyway, that's a nice one for Louisiana. There's so much stuff going on in Texas. I had to put a Texas one. That's our neighbor. We get along pretty well with them. They sure do produce a lot of stuff. So I went ahead and put that there because I'm always talking about them anyway, so why not? And of course, the other state that produces a lot of food is California. Oh, wait. I never can pass up this opportunity. Let me go back to Texas. That's the place where the Bluebell lives. Bluebell in Brenham, Texas. There's going to be a lot of people traveling all over the country this summer looking for a place to go. And unfortunately, the parks are expensive, right? You could bring your kids. You could bring your kids to the Brenham ice cream factory, and you're not going to spend $100 a day. And at the end of the tour, they get some they get ice cream. So that's my Texas thing. The other thing is there's a company called Pedersen Natural Foods, and they do bacon. They do a no, let's see, a no sugar bacon. Well, I thought I was kind of a little bit skeptical there because I thought when you took the sugar away that it might not taste right. It tasted all right. It was fine. But that's Pedersen Natural Farms out of Texas. Atkinson peanut butter candies made out in Texas. There's just so many things that are out there, so that's why I got that in there. Then I went ahead and put the state of California. One of the things that they do is they do the they got a Jelly Belly plant. You could bring the kids to the Jelly Belly plant. They could try all the different Jelly Belly jelly beans. That's out in Fairfield, California. The first time I went through Fairfield, California, I didn't know about the Jelly Belly plant. I stopped at a Safeway, went in the store, bought something, came back in the car. I had my 2 kids with me. I had Calvin and my daughter Amber, and I had my wife Nada, of course. We're all in the car, and I looked at the receipt, and the receipt said Fairfield, California. And my brain kept a kicking. Fairfield. Couldn't think. Fairfield? What's okay? So as we're driving out of town, my daughter looks at the sign and says, "Hey, this is where the Jelly Belly factory was." Well, it was too late now. I was already down on the road, going down the road. So anyway, if you anywhere near Northern California and you're traveling and you want a place to stop, that's a good place to stop. I love the buttered popcorn. The buttered popcorn is the one that I like. The other one is they call it what, sizzling cinnamon or something like that. That's good. And of course, there's a few people on planet Earth that like licorice that really love it. So that's there. Everything's there in California. Okay, well that's all the different things in my carousel. Now I need to see about getting a bigger carousel. This carousel with the 40, that's just not enough. Yeah. So all right. By the way, if you're wondering what that is, that's the Traeger pellets for the Traeger grill. So if you are fortunate enough to have a Traeger grill to grill your food, that's a good thing. It's not running on propane or butane. It's running on the pellets. And then you can get the pellets and the grill from Amazon, and it can be delivered directly to your door. Okay, let me see. Let me jump out and I'm going to go ahead and put full screen here, and I'm going to jump on over to Amazon, and you can see, yeah, the premium hardwood pellets, natural flavored hardwood, and you just feed the machine, and the pellets burn and cook your food. That's all to it. Pretty easy to do. Got a bunch of different wood pellets to use in your grilling. Just fill up the hopper, and that's it. Here's the different excuse me. Here's the different woods. You got an apple wood, you got a cherry wood, you have hickory, you have mesquite, you have pecan, and you have a signature blend. So that's what you have to pick from. Look, it's got 26,000 reviews, and it's 5 stars. So I guess the people that buy this and cook their food that way, it looks like they're pretty happy with what they're getting into. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and look into the bestseller section again. Let's see. Bestsellers. Go out to a grocery and gourmet food. That's where I always end up. And I'm going to go to, let's see. I guess I'm going to jump to candy and chocolate. Why not, right? I'm going to go on out to, let's see. Oh, let me go out to chocolate and fudge. I don't think I've checked out the chocolate and fudge. Yeah, it looks like they got enough to keep me busy. Okay, they got lilies there. Lily's is in there. And then you got the keto plays. All right, let's see. Let me see. Number 1. Wow, look at that. Number 1. It's the mixed fruit from Black Forest. I don't think I've tried that, so I might have to try that because I like the Kellogg's. Kellogg's makes a fruit chew. Let's see, Kellogg's, and of course Welch's does, and Mott's does, and then Annie's does, and then now Black Forest. So they all make that. I like it. I like it. So I can understand why that's where it's at. So it's number 1. All right, and then I think many people have tried this before. Lindor. It's always nice to have a little extra chocolate on hand, single serve, but you don't think one's going to do, right? So that's number 2. So that's rocking pretty good. Oh, let's see. I didn't see that. I got to go here. So you got 60% dark chocolate. You got caramel, dark chocolate, milk chocolate, sea salt, white chocolate. I love white chocolate. White chocolate's really good. And I don't know what. I'm sorry, I don't know that one. Stracciatella. That's out of my deal. I don't know. I'm sure it's really, really good, whatever it is. Okay, so that's it. That's at number 2. Number 2. Then you got Chalk Zero. But the thing is that's pretty amazing is how did it get to number 3? Well, I can tell you right there, keto. That's it. Keto helps some of these items come out of nowhere and then land at number 3. So Chalk Zero. New look, same taste. Dark chocolate with sea salt. Oh, it's got almonds in it too. All right. That's great. And then you got Mentos. Mentos is good. I like it. Mentos works. It doesn't matter what flavor. They're all pretty good. Mentos. The Sweets and Snacks Show is going to be in Indianapolis, Indiana in a couple weeks. It's usually in Chicago, but it's in Indianapolis this year. All the sweets and the snacks that are, basically from all over the world, they're going to be on display in Indianapolis. First major food show since COVID. So for the last 15 months, everything's been shut down. So now you're going to have buyers that are going to get right in the front, right at the booth. They're going to be able to try the product, and then they'll know whether or not their customer base is going to like it or not. Okay. So Lent's at number 6. That's a high percentage there, 70%. So you got to, of course, you got to try to make sure you like it because that's high. That's a high one. Now, what is this? Okay. That's something a little different that happens to be with the candy. All right, we'll jump on to another keto play. Yeah, keto. Let's see what this is. Keto. Hey, that looks good, though, I got to say. Keto, caramel, sea salt. Oh, okay. The muck pack. All right. Looks good. Should work. Looks like Dove is at number 9. Green and black organic dark chocolate bar. Let's see. See what this looks like. Oh, 85%. Oh, organic. You got to try it to make sure you like it. That percentage gets high. That's not for everyone. I'm sure it's healthy. Okay, let's see number 11. Yeah, this come out of nowhere. This does well. Kinder Joy at number 11. Definitely a kid's play, right? But I'm sure it's good. It's number 11. All these rankings change every hour. Okay, you got Dove at number 12. That's not bad to have around the house. Definitely knock that out. There's a lot of people around the country that definitely love chocolate. Here's another Chalk Zero. Keto with almonds. It's almost the same. It looked like almost the same thing that was there before. Number 13. At number 14, what we got? 14. 14's Hershey's. Hershey's Kisses. But what is that? Hershey's Kisses. Okay. Milk chocolate. All right. So that's it. That's definitely pretty well known, I'd say. The first time my daughter ever saw snow in her life was the day we went to Hershey, Pennsylvania. She was, I think, 13 years old. She had never seen snow until that day in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Number 15. All right, what's this? Freddles, freeze dry Skittles. Okay. Freeze dried. Okay. I haven't tried that before, so I have no idea on that one, but it looks good. I wouldn't have, that would work for me. Hershey Kisses, again, special dark. Anytime you can get a bag of any kind of Hershey Kiss, that's a good thing. Hot chocolate. Oh, no, you got to be kidding. Did I read what I thought I read? It's got quinoa in there. Okay. It's vegan, organic. No palm oil. No refined sugar, no cane sugar, no sugar alcohol, no dairy, no gluten, no emulsifiers, no soy lecithin. All right. Okay. Sounds good. That's at number 17. Hershey all time. All right. This got to be good. Is this white chocolate? Is it white chocolate? Oh no, cookies and cream. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. Wow, that's great. That's a good one. That's good. That would be high on my list, I tell you. There's another Chalk Zero with 70% sugar. 70. Let's see, sugar-free, dairy-free, all natural. You got to try it to see if you like it. Lily's. That's an up-and-coming company. That company's doing well. Almond dark chocolate. Gluten-free. Lily's. You're starting to see more of it. All right, we had Lily's, and then we're going to Fiber and Fiberless. Fiber Delish. Okay, if you say. Let's see. Let's see if they got. I'm looking for the fiber content since it said it was that, right? Where is it? I'm looking. Wow, dietary fiber, 12 grams. 8 of the grams are soluble. Watch out. 4 grams. 4 in the 8. 12 total. All right, watch out. That's interesting. So that might be a real good on the healthy side. That's really up there. Is that a payday? Oh yeah, I used to love paydays. I don't see them as much anymore. Nothing like a payday, even a chocolate one. Then you got to know. You see all these keto plays? It's amazing. A keto wise fat bomb, chocolate pecan clusters. Well, that sounds good. I could see. Go macro. Chocolate chip cookie dough. Another keto, all over the place. Here's a keto. This is better. What better? Go better keto. Milk, chocolate, almond butter cups. That's interesting. I haven't tried it. It'd be interesting to see what it tastes like. Chocolate candy assortment. Okay, that works. That works. That would be all right. Reese's Pieces. That works. Yeah, I remember way back in the day, right around the year I graduated. That's when E.T. came out, and then Reese's. The rest is history. Instead of it being M&Ms, it was Reese's Pieces that E.T. loved. So that was a big boost for them at that time. Awake, caffeinated chocolate. Nothing like caffeinated chocolate to keep you awake. Here's got Lily's variety pack at 29. You got Lindor chocolate truffles at number 30. Unreal. Dark chocolate coconut bars. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Coconut's a great thing to add. Here you got Atkins. Oh, is this coconut again? Oh, watch out. That's what it looks like. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's the one on the left or the one on the right. I always say the photographer must be really good because it really looks good. So if it tastes as good as it looks, then it's a great item. But it's in the top 50, so that's all you need. I don't have to say anything about Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. This is Reese's Ultimate Peanut Butter Lovers Cups. Okay. Okay, this is a little different, right? Without a doubt, but it's some good chocolate. No question. Pretty unique because not many guys have the triangle chocolate. And this is better, go better, keto. Another keto at 35. Hershey Kisses at number 36. Kit Kats at number 37. Cliff Bars. This is a variety pack. I always tell people to buy a variety pack because that way you can find out which one you like better. And then next time you order it, you pull the trigger on the one that you like. Hopefully you like all of them. Here's Lily's. I'm telling you, Lily's making some games. Here's another keto play here. All right, this is a variety pack. Another variety pack. Got to try which one you like, but I'm sure you like all 4 of those. M&M's chocolate candies. Is that what's the deal here? Pantry milk chocolate. Just looks like a big thing of M&M's. Who'd ever thought all these M&M's would have all their own personalities? If you ever go to Vegas, you got the M&M store over there. I always look forward to going to that store just to look around and see all the neat stuff they got. You got the baking chips from Lily's too. They entered this category also. Lily's did. Nestle's Crunch, can't go wrong there. Another keto play at 45. Keto play at 46. Hall's Assorted Fudge. Okay. Who doesn't like fudge? That looks like fudge to me. Let's see what they have. Assorted. Chocolate peanut butter, cookies and cream, chocolate walnut, chocolate peanut butter, maple walnut, mint chocolate, peanut butter, pumpkin, panache, walnut. I don't know. You got me. Rocky Road vanilla. If you make homemade fudge, if you do make homemade fudge, then you know how good that stuff is. A Hershey's s'mores kit. Then you got a bag of Hershey's assorted items that have been around forever, and then skinny dipped cups. That rounds out number 50. All right, I'm at number, let's see, that's the back half. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go check on my son, and I'll be back in 2 minutes. Let me go ahead and go back here so you know that I'm still here. All right. I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'll see you then. Let's see. Got to go to the right place. And then here we go. Okay, I'm back. All right, we're gonna go through the back half of the chocolate top 100. So let me jump back to the larger screen. I'm gonna disappear here so you could. I just don't know how well you can see it if you start on this screen versus the whole screen. So I'm just gonna disappear there, and I'm gonna jump on the back 50. All right, at number 51, I wonder what the deal is. 51. Oh no, Twix. Okay, 51. I'm sold. Kit Kat, M&Ms. That's a good assortment, without a doubt. Who doesn't like that? You tell me. When it comes to M&Ms, what is your favorite M&M? Is it peanuts? The peanuts or the plain? Which one you like better? Hey, the Pearson Nut Roll, that's made in Minnesota. The Pearson's Nut Roll. Pearson also makes the chocolate mints, just like York Peppermint Patty. So the deal is you got the York Peppermint Patty, which is awesome, fantastic, great, super. But you also have a Pearson Peppermint Patty that's actually a lot more affordable. So you could always, check that out. And you see, they're pretty made in the USA. They like to talk about their made in USA deal, and that's right up my alley. I'm more likely to buy something that I know where it's made than buy something where I don't know where it's made. That's just me. I don't know if everybody's like that, but I am. I care where things come from. Okay, you got dark chocolate Kit Kat. I'm sure the Kit Kat's still fine, even if it's dark chocolate. That works. Of course, they had a great commercial that's been running for a long, long, long time. Okay, M&Ms. What we got here? M&M minis. Doesn't matter if they're mini or they're big. They're both pretty good. Doesn't matter what color the shell is. It's still the same chocolate underneath it. Let's see what we got here. Now that's looking good. Yeah. I haven't tried it, but it looks good. Works for me. Let's see what they got. Chocolate covered sea salt soft caramels. Okay. All right, let's see what they got. They got dark and the milk. Okay, so they got two of them. All right. Well, that's interesting. Let's go. Hershey's, number 56. Good old Hershey's. That's nothing wrong with that one. If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. Then you got dark. Then you got, let's see, what's this? Nugo, dark chocolate, real delicious mint chocolate chip. All right. 12 grams of protein. Wow. Gluten-free, vegan. Can't go wrong here. Hey, look, for Father's Day, that makes a good gift. Just bring him a bunch of chocolate. Whether he's your father, your husband, your grandfather, your great-grandfather. No matter how old you get, you still like chocolate. And that's better. That's better for some people instead of giving them technology that might end up going in the drawer, never be seen again. Crawford's. I'm not too sure what this is all about, but all right. Usually when you see 100 grams written like that, you know it's made somewhere else. Let's see. All right, we're at the organic banana bites. Okay, that's different. I like coconut. Coconut and chocolate go real well together. Cliff Bars. The best thing on the Cliff Bar, buy a variety pack so you know which ones you like. Weight Watchers mini bar variety pack. I don't know what this is. Let me see. I don't know about you. It looks good to me. Mint cookie crunch. Chocolate peanut butter pie and chocolate caramel. That looks good. It might be Weight Watchers. The only thing there is probably the bars are probably on the small side. Make sure you don't get too many calories. Weight Watchers. Okay. All right. So we're at the M&Ms. Yeah. Okay. M&Ms. I'm a M&Ms peanut guy. Don't get me wrong. I like the regular M&Ms. That's good, but nothing like the M&Ms with peanuts. Okay. York Peppermint Patty, 0 sugar. I'm sure that's okay. I'm sure that works. I never tried that one, but I'm sure it tastes good. Tootsie Rolls. My guest from Monday, Matthew. Oh, no, not Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, it was Tuesday, I guess. Yeah, he used to work at the Tootsie Roll plant, so I'm sure he could tell me all kinds of stuff about Tootsie Roll. You got to live in Chicago. I've seen it. I've never been there, but I've seen it. And one thing about the Food Channel, the Food Network, they used to run quite a few tours through the Tootsie Roll plant. Matthew told me he wasn't anywhere around. He let the other guys participate in the filming of Unwrapped. I guess it was Unwrapped that he was talking about. This is something different. Taza chocolate. Is that 80%? Wow. Woo, man. That's not for everyone. So you got to try it before you back up the truck. This is a nice package, but it's definitely high on the dark chocolate percentage is definitely high. Let's see what we got here. What's this? Chickpea snacks. I like chickpea snacks. They're high in protein and they're high in fiber. So I would be happy with that. One thing I say though is if you do, then make sure you got something to drink. Yep. So there's a lot of new innovations as far as that's concerned. Okay, you got Snickers at number, what was it, 71? I'm a big fan. I don't care which one it is. All three of those work for me. What about you? Let's see what we got. Oh, you got the. I don't need to look at the calories. I know. They're up there. But that sure is good. Then you got the M&M, black M&Ms. Black M&Ms. What? Okay. The Quest bar. I got the Quest bar here. A friend of mine brought me the birthday cake and the cookies and cream. And the whole deal with the Quest bar, they run 21 grams of protein and they got like 14, 15 grams of fiber. And that's awesome. So you eat one of those in the morning and you're almost halfway to getting all your fiber for the day. You need 25 or 30 grams a day. So the Quest will get you there fast. Eat 2 bars a day and you're definitely there. You're there. You don't have to eat. You don't have to look for anything else as far as fiber is concerned. So that does the trick. All right, let's see. Quest. Then I go to High Key. Let's check High Key. That's a keto play, but it's caramel clusters. Let me see what that looks like. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, it's a keto play, but it ought to taste good. Less than 1 gram of sugar. I don't like that part, but from a healthy side, yeah, that's good. From a taste side, I'd like it. I'd like more sugar. This is keto. Keto all everywhere. So keto's in keto peanut butter cup patties. So keto is the real deal, without a doubt. All right. This would be great for your grandfather. He would like that. Or your father. Or your husband. I'm sure he would knock probably all 6 of those out. That wouldn't be a problem. It's a nice little snack to have. And then you got Kit Kats. Kit Kats are what? Oh, key lime. Yeah, I think that's, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's new. I think that's new. So like I said, you're going to have a lot of candy innovation and snack innovations coming. So get ready. It's coming. After that the Sweets and Snack Show, I think you're going to see a lot of stuff. A lot of new stuff. Oh, wow, that looks good. Is that what I think it is? Because if that is what I think it is, that's got to be good. Oh, no, it won't get bigger. Let me see. Oh, I'm thinking I know what it is. Oh, I think I know what it is. And if that's what it is, that's got to be good. I went to a party one time, and they had the, okay, I'm not sure. I think it was right bacon, right? The thick bacon. I learned later in life that thick bacon is better than thin bacon. It is good. And they dipped it in chocolate. And then they put swirls of white chocolate on it. That was great. But not only that, they did a candied bacon where they dipped it in, I guess, some kind of sugary whatever. But that was good too. What do you think I ate at that party? I wasn't looking for anything else. I was getting my share of my bacon. So anyway, that's probably what this is all about. So that's good. Bacon and chocolate go great together. You got M&Ms here. Yeah. Can't go wrong there. That works. You try to keep it to one bag, but unfortunately that don't happen. Not with me. Got keto certified. I wonder how many keto items they have in the top 100. Seems like a bunch. I haven't been keeping track. Let's see what we got here. 81. Sea salt and almond. Organic dark chocolate. Dairy free. Okay, it's got the dairy free thing going for it. Only 6 grams of sugar. Okay, only 6 grams. A lot of tasting. Kit Kats at number 82. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups at number 83. You got lemon tartlets. I don't know where this is coming from. Let's see. I don't know. You got me on this one. It's one of those fine foods. Tootsie Rolls at number 85. Twix and Snickers and Milky Way at 86. Hershey Kisses at 87. Now this is some good stuff here. Yeah. The only thing here is that it's a little pack, so that won't last long. But that's good stuff. Real good stuff. M&M's Fudge Brownie Singles. Innovation. And this is Cadbury Crunchies. I would say that this is probably made out in England. I would think. Not sure, but it's possible. Tootsie Rolls. Tootsie Roll. USA flag color, patriotic. Yeah, so it's the 4th. Oh, okay, so it's ready. They're getting ready for the 4th of July. They're getting ready. Okay, and at number 2, I don't know about you, but this makes such a great present because it's in a case that's so nice, and it's something that you're not going to have no problem knocking out. It's not going to stay around for too long. And I know when we have one, it doesn't last long. We knock it out. So that's one of my favorite presents to have, a present that you could give because I think it's just such a great presentation and the stuff tastes good. Real good. If you got a 1 through a 10, I give it a 10. And this is Theo, I guess. And this stuff is, this stuff's pretty good. Pretty nice. You can tell. It's a little bit healthier than usual, right? And then you got, let's see, Little Debbie Nutty Buddy bars. Okay. That works. I've eaten a few of those in my time. Not a whole bunch because I was more of a Little Debbie brownie person. They used to do the Little Debbies with walnuts. And then later down the road, they had the Cosmic ones. So the Cosmic works for me. Walnuts work for me too, but I'd take the Cosmic ones over the Okay, this peanut butter cup with less sugar. Quinoa, what? That's funny. So that's supposed to be healthy for sure. I wonder why they call it Unreal. Now that'd be nice to have around the house. Never could have too many mints around the house. Oh, this one's 70% less fat. Okay. But I'm sure it's real good anyway, even though a lot of the fat's gone. But it still does the trick. And, well, look at this. Now, when it comes to chocolate chips, this is the one. Ghirardelli's out of San Francisco, and they make a lot of great stuff. One thing they make is the melting wafers that you can take your favorite, whether you like cashews or almonds or walnuts, and you could or pecans, and you can mix it with the melting wafers from Ghirardelli, and that makes some pretty awesome candy. This is Lemon Crisp miniatures, so this is another limited edition Kit Kat. Hershey miniatures. I don't know what this is. Let's see. Number 99. What's this? Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, that's been around for a long time. But that's a big bag, so I'll take it. That works. That's the old standbys. Let's see. At number 100. Yeah, you can't go wrong there. Hershey and Kit Kat and Reese's. That's a good combination. That's at number 100. Yeah, so when it's all said and done, I would say this is the prize out of the whole bunch there. That makes a great gift. Definitely, positively. Let me see if I'm still connected. See if I lost anything here. I don't know. We'll see. Hey, if you saw the photo with Calvin by a tree, what that is that's the hurricane tree in downtown New Orleans. They got the house up in the tree. The house is up in the tree, and that's the picture I took, but unfortunately I needed the bottom. So how about those gas prices, Randall? Yeah, gas is a lot higher than it needs to be. That's for sure. Without a doubt. It was nice when gas was priced right for quite a long time. My vehicle actually uses a little bit of gas, so I would like my gas price a little down. Now, I don't know if you talk about gas for the car or gas or barbecue, and I don't know which one, but they're all of them are having the same problem. Even the ones in the plane, the gas you need for the plane. All those fuel prices are sky high, and we need to get that in order and get that down. All right, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and check out some things here. Let's see. I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over to my store, but I gotta maneuver around to see how I get there. You could just go to madeinusafoods.com, and then you could go on over to the Amazon store. And that's what I do. And then I got to go ahead and share it. So let me see. Got to be creative. I got to figure out what I'm doing, because one little false move and I lose everybody. I don't want to do that. So I need to go ahead and share. So let's see. I'm going to share the video. Okay, I think I did it right. Let's see. I don't know if I did. Let's see. It looks like I did it right. How about that? Whoa, watch out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and jump. If you go to my madeinusafoods.us or my madeinusafoods.com and you go to the website, you'll see a picture of Calvin and myself. And then right on top of that, you'll see a part where it says go to the live stream. Well, if you hit that, you'll go to my live stream, which I'm doing right now. It'll come right over exactly what you're seeing now, that's where you're going to go. Or you could go ahead and go to my store, or go to my store, and it's going to go on over to the store. So let me go ahead and go on over to the store. So what I'm doing is, I don't know if you saw my son Calvin next to the hurricane tree. That was what it showed there earlier. But right here, so everything that I talked about, okay, I know what I can do. I ended up just adding 3 items. It takes a little bit of effort to put the 3 items in, but let me see. So you can see everything that I just talked about. So you can see the whole live, or you can hit Amazon Live and you can watch some other lives. But here's 3 more gifts for Father's Day. This is a Bubba knife for filleting fish. So you got the grip right here, and then you got 4 different knives that interchangeable. That'll definitely take care of some fish fillets without a doubt. You can definitely clean it with this. And then, a lot of times people just don't have the right type of knife to go ahead and do a good job of cleaning fish, but this will definitely do it. So if you're looking for something for a Father's Day gift, this would definitely be a good one. So I put that in there. I'll put that in the carousel. I think what I did is I lost you. That's exactly what happened. Oh boy. Wait, let's see. I didn't lose you. You probably didn't see what I was talking about. Yep, that's exactly right. I was right. Okay. So anyway, these you got the 4 knives and with the interchangeable deal. I was looking at a bigger picture, a full screen picture, and you weren't exactly seeing that. So you got that. And then here's an electric knife for filleting fish. So you got a great filleting knife to do the, take care of the fish, or you got the one where you got 4 different choices. So either manual or electric, one of the two. And then you got a pretty big knife here, and that'll do a job as far as taking care of fish. What I did was, in the store, I put a fish store. No, I put a little department, a little shelf or whatever for things related to fishing. So I put a net, and I put a few rods in it. So it's all about making it a complete store. Almost like a real store, kind of. Okay, so you got the video here, and if you go up on top here, you could click this, and you can see all. I think I'm on number 60. That's a lot since May 1st. 60 different videos. So you can click this, and you can see each and every one of the videos. Now, let me tell you, it'd take you a long time to do it. I've actually done 100 hours of programming in the last 5.5 weeks. 100 hours. That'll take you 4 days to see all that. All right. So maybe if I made some mistakes or I goofed somewhere, maybe it's so much footage that you never would find it. So that might be good. So that's good too, sometimes it's good. Because I've had a few errors. I've made a few mistakes along the way. But I'm trying to get better as time goes by. Let's see. I don't think. Yep, you don't see this either. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. Let me see. Do you see the glove? Okay. Huh. All right. Let's see. That's a pretty good item. So I'm going to put a cooking section together. This is all Louisiana stuff. Everything related to Louisiana. So if you're from Louisiana or you visited Louisiana and you loved it, it's got all the good things about Louisiana, and it's basically a baking glove, so you don't burn yourself when you're pulling that tray. When you're taking the tray out of fish, with fish sticks in it, or a tray of pizza or something. I got a deal made in Nevada. There's a company out there called Kimmy Candy, and they invited us over to the plant. And one of the things that they do, I wish I could make it bigger. There we go. Yeah, they do chocolate rocks. That's interesting there. So not only does it look good, but it actually tastes good. It's almost too good to eat. You kind of want to keep it. So that's one of the things that they do, but they do a whole bunch of different candies, and that's in Vegas. I'm sorry, that's in Reno. Okay, so you see my fishing gear. I'll put the fishing gear together. This makes a nice gift here. I didn't have the luxury of having a digital scale when I was a kid fishing. I didn't have that, but the digital scales are so much better than they ever were. So this is pretty nice for $13. You got a deal where you could respool all your twine. When I was a kid, the Zepco 202 was a big, line that they sold quite a bit because it was inexpensive. But if you were fancy and you had a little extra money, then you kicked on up to the Zepco 33. So the Zepco 33 has been made for a long time. And then here's one of the lines. We didn't have any of this stuff where you get telescopic lines, so they made a lot of innovation as far as that's concerned. Makes it a lot easier to do things when your line could end up that small. Being in the frozen business for a very long time, 35 years to be exact, I've had my share of this type of ice. So I might not need any of that because I've had, so many different things. And then here's the upgrade of Igloo. They didn't make Igloo ice chests like this 50 years ago. So these really work to keep, everything cold inside. And then Plano is still, it looks like they're still the tackle box manufacturer. That was a big deal when I was a kid, and it looks like it's still a big deal now. Plano. And I show you that canoe. That canoe was in the bunch. You can definitely see it coming in. And there's that net that I told you about. So that's the fishing section. So you could just go to the www.madeinusafoods.us or madeinusa.com, madeinusafoods.com. And it'll bring you to this section and you can see all the different things. Because what I'm going to do as time goes by, I'm just going to talk about a lot of things, and then they're going to be in the store. It's just going to be in the store. So that's why it's a good thing. You got the automotive tools. I have a friend that's a mechanic. He's been a mechanic for over 30 years. And him and I went through the deal, and he kind of said, this is good, this is good, this is good, this is good. And, well, I went ahead and put all the things that he said. That's good to have, because if you're a mechanic, then you know what you need. You have a good idea. And most mechanics need the same things. So I went ahead and, I put this together, these 6 items. I'll add some more things later down the road, but for now, at least I got 6. Just like gas for the car, you need the batteries for your tools. And you always want them charged, of course, because nothing worse than having to do something and not having them charged. Not a good thing. Let's see. Yeah, there's Calvin. Oh, he's gone now. They got a company in Hawaii called Honolulu Cookie Company. So I'll put them in the Hawaii department. And in California, I tell you all the time I'm always talking about the olive industry out in California. All the olive oil, comes from many parts of the world, but we do a little bit over here. So we do that in California. We do that in Texas. So I got the California olive oil, the California olives, and the Jelly Bellies. So I'm going to fill this up. I'm going to put a lot more stuff from California because there's so many manufacturers there. So as time goes by, I'll go ahead and add that in. And here I go. I gotta fix up my store. I keep on leaving that the jug of maple syrup from Vermont, from Butternut Mountain Farms. It's in the carousel. I gotta get that out and put it in the right department, right? I can't have these things in the wrong department. That's bad. So anyway, that's still there. I got to hopefully remember to do that after I disconnect. I got the gas grills. These are 5. These are these right here. These are like 5 new grills that have kind of kind of just come out or recently out. I don't know if it's 2 months ago, 1 month ago, 7 months ago. I don't know when they came out, but these are 5 grills that just came out. And then it's all about hooking it up with natural gas and never having to worry about going to go pick up propane at the grocery store, which might be 5 miles away or 10 miles away. So you can save time by being hooked up. If you're lucky enough to have natural gas, then you can do that. My first house was all electric, so I didn't have the luxury of doing that. So I always said, wow, I wish one day I have gas at my house, and now I do, so I'm taking advantage of it. Hey, the coffee. Yeah, it's with me, it's all about, there's a story behind everything. Community Coffee is the big coffee packer, manufacturer, roaster, whatever you want to call it, out in Louisiana. They have a tremendous amount of coffee. They make all kinds of different kinds. It's made in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So here's 3 from different blends with coffee from different parts of the country. Here's the 2 coffee pots that actually is on the Amazon best wish list, the one that everybody wants, those 2. So I put that up there. You know, a lot of people still use the Mr. Coffee. That's what they like, and that's what they've been using for 50 years, and that's all they think they need. So they have that. But the younger crowd is definitely gravitating toward the K-Cup, right? Here you got a Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin' Donuts is huge. So if you've ever been to Boston, you'll know what I'm talking about. Man, they are everywhere. And this jet fuel is from San Antonio, from Independence Coffee. Yep, so right down I-10, past Houston and San Antonio. That's where this is from. Then you got New Orleans Roast. That's made in Louisiana. That's roasted in Louisiana. Their business is picking up. They're doing well. This is French Market Coffee in the bag. Oh, I'm sorry. New England Coffee. I'm sorry. I wasn't looking. French Market has a bag, okay? They do. They do have a bag of coffee. So they got the bag and then they got the cans. But some people want their coffee in a can because they've been buying it 50 years that way. This has been around for 125 years. That's a long time. I don't know. I don't think anybody was living back then that's living today. So they've been at it for a long time. This is New England Coffee. That's out of New England, and they got a pretty good amount of business out there. And depending on where you live in the country, you could have coffee from New England sent to your house at a reasonable price. Then you got Community Coffee and Chicory. That's what I said. That's in my house. It's been in my house for 35 years. If everything goes right, Calvin and I will be able to drink some coffee and ice. I might have to make that request. Hey, we need some coffee and ice. What about that, Calvin? If I do it early enough. What the problem I've been having lately is that by the time I finish my Amazon Live, it's like really late, and then it's too late to give Calvin coffee at that time because he'll never go to sleep. He'll keep me up all night. And then here you go, Starbucks. Yeah. So here's the deal: Starbucks and Dunkin', right? You got the 2 competitors there, and then Riley Foods out of New Orleans. They have New England Coffee and French Market Coffee. This is another one out in New Orleans, and this is out in San Antonio. So I know all the coffee guys all over the place. You try to stay friends with all the coffee guys, right? It's Wickles Pickles. It's out of Alabama. They also have Priester's pecans and candy out there, out in that neck of the woods. Okay, let's see. Alabama, you got Michigan. This is a pretty cool thing in Michigan. This is in a mason jar, toffee in a mason jar. Calvin and I did an interview one time, and we're at the ECRM convention at the Hyatt Regency in New Orleans, and they had a candy and liquor show. Candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker. That's from way back when. I think you have to be kind of on the old side to know that term, I guess. Anyway, I thought it was pretty some pretty good packaging, because instead of having the real mason jar, they did a bag mason jar. But the toffee is great. I love it. Calvin and I picked Coffee Toffee as the winner. Coffee Toffee is the best toffee. Let's see. You have that was made in Michigan. This is made in Maryland. Gets candy. They do the caramel with the cream inside. They do a chocolate, a vanilla, and a strawberry. I'm a big vanilla guy. Chocolate's okay, and strawberry's okay, but this is my favorite. This is also the company that makes the Cowtails, if you ever bought Cowtails. And I like the chocolate one too. That's the one I like there. Right here, I got things that are recommended from different people. I got like Red Lobster, the biscuits. If you can't make it to a Red Lobster, then the next best thing is to make their biscuits. My wife bought some pajamas. This particular pajama, she bought the first one. She didn't know what to expect. She really liked it, so she bought 2 more. And then they came in, and then now she wants to buy the rest of the colors because she said she likes it. So that's what she likes. That's what she wants. Different people are different ways, right? Some people like a whole bunch of different things. She just likes that one. So she likes it, and she likes that style, and she likes the material. And she doesn't mind having it in, I don't know, six or 5 different colors. Here's that Ninja, the Ninja air fryer that I talked about on one of my first Amazon lives. And then on that first day, when I first got started, I talked about this, and then Emeril Lagasse's one sold, and then I went to Emeril Lagasse, and then this one sold. so I was talking about it, and it was selling, but it wasn't the right one. All right, and this is Ghirardelli. This is the white chocolate and the I think that's milk chocolate, but it's the melting wafers that you can do with pecans and raisins and cashews and almonds and all that kind of stuff. And let me just warn you, if you do that, it's hard not to eat, and it is high in calories, but this is really, really great. This is a soap item that a friend told me. He said that he could never find it in the store that he shops at or whatever, so he just ordered it online. He said, well, let me look to see if it's online, and that's what he did. Hey, these Grease Monkey gloves, they're good for, cutting the grass and pulling the weeds and stuff like that. I don't know about you, but I have my share. Every time I go out and try to go pull something without gloves, I always end up cutting myself, or I ended up sticking something in my hand, and that's not fun. That's not fun at all. So it's always good to have some gloves. Now, of course, if you want some extra protection, of course you could buy, something that's got extra protection, but at least this is minimum. This is at least prevents you from getting cut a few extra more times, or maybe getting stuck. All right, this is the mixer that everybody kind of hopes for. The KitchenAid. KitchenAid makes a great product there, and this is the $500 version of it instead of the $350 version. There's a bunch of versions of it, but that's a great item. Here's a stand. One of my connections on LinkedIn has this particular stand. You can do selfies. You could film yourself. You can just click the clicker, and then it starts working. First time I used it, I was 20 feet away, and it started filming. So I thought that was good. It worked. It did what it needed to do. This is another friend of mine that they came up with a cup can holder for the sofa. Okay, so you just stick it between the sofa, and you could put your can there, and hopefully you don't. But because before, how you do, you sit in the sofa and then you just lean it against your leg or something like that, and then you get up and you forgot or whatever, and it spills all over the place. Yeah, that happens all the time. Made in Illinois. This is the mustard that probably is served in Wrigley Field in Chicago. I bet it is. This would be a good Father's birthday gift. This is a nutcase. So if you think your father-in-law or your father is a nutcase, go ahead and get him one. I'm sure he'll enjoy this. I think it's very creative. Won't take him long to knock out the 4 cans, I'm sure. But yeah, it's I think it's pretty good. Let's see what else I got. Let's see what else I got in the store. Everything has a story. Everything has a story. Okay, Tony the Tiger. Here's another story. Tony the Tiger in Michigan, Battle Creek, Michigan. I brought my daughter and my son, and we went to see where Frosted Flakes is made. That's a good little thing you could do with your kids without paying $100 a day for a park. I got the New York, Maine, New York. This is the perfect granola. I know the lady that owns this. I was sitting right next to her when she made a big, gigantic presentation, and next thing you know, she's got national distribution. She did good. And as far as Ohio, this is the one I like to say. I like to tell everybody. Did you know they make Dum Dums in Ohio? Yep, they make Dum Dums over there. They also make goldfish in Ohio. Ohio makes a lot of stuff, let me tell you. They really do. They make Grater's ice cream. Yep, they make Grater's ice cream. That's some good stuff. Chunky Hippo. I don't know if they still make it, but that's a great one. Georgia. Let me go to Georgia. If you ever went to the airport in Atlanta and saw them making pecan pralines, here you go. Man, that looks good. That's Savannah. It's out at the Atlanta airport. Looking good. We make them in Louisiana too, by the way. Yep. And then here's Kai Van Foods. Kai Van Foods. Let's see. Reggie Kelly and his wife Sheila. They're both from, I think they both went to school in Mississippi. I don't know if it was Mississippi. I think it was Mississippi State or whatever. But anyway, Reggie Kelly played with the Atlanta Falcons and the Cincinnati Bengals. And he sent this over to me, honey apple salsa. And that's some good stuff. My wife really loved it. She really loved it. She said it's awesome. So they make a sweet potato barbecue sauce later on down the road. We'll be able to try that. But yeah, Reggie Kelly. So how about that? He had the luxury of playing professional football with 2 different teams. And then he had the luxury of being an entrepreneur in the USA. I think he's making some progress. Yep. I talk about coffee, the Folgers coffee made in Louisiana, well, the Maxwell House, which is good to the last drop, it's made in Jacksonville, Florida. So it's in the Florida section. And you could buy it on Amazon. I know a lot of stuff that's made in Florida, but it's refrigerated or frozen, so I can't really get too much into that. And then let's see. Oh, yeah, I think I skipped this. Yeah, I was talking about the nutcase. I never did talk about the pumpkin seeds. But you see these pumpkin seeds? I never ate pumpkin seeds because it was just like plain, right? But then when they started adding all the flavors, so they added a whole bunch of different flavors to the pumpkin seeds. You know, just like potato chips. Well, the thing I could tell you about the pumpkin seeds is that they're healthy. They're high in protein. They're high in fiber. They're low in carbs. So they're pretty, they're pretty healthy. So that's coming from Illinois. Yep. See if there's anything else. Yeah, so you got the HP laptops and then you got the Apple laptops. I don't mix them together. I get them separated. That's 2 different worlds. Blue Diamond does the almonds in California, but they also diversified it a little bit because they do almond crackers. And those almond crackers are pretty good. The box is $4.25. So it wouldn't take me long to knock that out with some as far as way back in the day when I got a job with Bar S Foods back in 1985 after the World's Fair, the New Orleans World's Fair. And I I don't know how I got drafted in this job, but they put me in charge of selling imported cheese. And I was from Thibodaux. I didn't know nothing about no imported cheese. I'm not from the city. I didn't go to fancy parties. All I knew was the cheddar. I knew they had yellow cheese and they had white cheese and they had some with holes in it. Other than that, I was that's as sophisticated that I was. Well, what I told you, I like cheeseburgers. Hey, I like Cheese Whiz too. I haven't eaten that in a long time, but I like Cheese Whiz. So anyway, I ended up selling imported cheeses. Well, I did it long enough to know that I like smoked Gouda. Smoked Gouda is really some really good stuff. There's just something about me. I like smoked stuff that are smoked. Whether it's smoked salmon, regular salmon, that's okay. I rather catfish, right? I rather catfish and speckled trout and redfish. There's a whole bunch of things I rather than salmon. Some people love salmon; they love it. Well, I got so many other things ahead of salmon, as far as I'm concerned. Now, when it comes to smoked salmon, that's good. I like that. I sold salmon from Minnesota, and I sold salmon from Brooklyn. And yeah, one time I sold some smoked sturgeon, and I remember it was like $18 a pound or something like that, and that was the price, the wholesale price. So I was like, wow, people buying stuff that expensive back in that day, and I'm talking about 35 years ago. I tell Calvin all the time, my son, okay, I'm gonna put the Alabama hat in the store. He always talks about it. It's $20. It's $20. Alabama hat for $20. But I said I think you could buy all kinds of different, teams, whatever your team is. You could find it all on Amazon. They got millions and millions of different things. So you got the Alabama, and I put the Saints. So whether it's college or professional, you got that. Same thing with the thermal glasses or insulated glasses. You could have the professional team or your college team. All this is going to kick up when the season starts. The football season starts. Amazon has a line of nuts. They got it. They have it private label. So a lot of the competition is private label too. So they went to private label. Planters was Planters is the big brand, of course, but they got all the good stuff here. They got it all covered. Walnuts, cashews, pistachios, then on and on. Now, this is something I always talk about just because of the fiber content. Fiber is good when you eat a lot of bad stuff like baby back ribs and fried chicken wings and stuff like that. You need some fiber in your diet to get rid of some of the stuff that's in your bloodstream, right? So anyway, the good thing about Amazon is that usually when you go to a store, you might only find this item. And in fact, this is the best one. Of course, I'll tell you that. It's the chocolate caramel. So this is high in protein and high in fiber. This is a good item. But this is all you usually see a lot of times when you go to a store. But they have another one. They have they have coconut and almond, and they have cookies and cream. So they got three flavors. 3 flavors instead of just one. And I think there's another one too. But the thing is, with Amazon, you get to find out the 6th and the 7th and the 8th and the 9th choice. Grocery stores, when you go to grocery stores, you only see the best-selling items. They don't have room to put all this stuff in. So the fact that you could get things that, because look, let's face it, I like it, so that works for me, right? If I had to take a choice, I think I'm going to take this one. I'm pretty sure it's going to be this one, but I'm not sure because I haven't tried the other ones. This is the one that I've been eating. So the deal here is, I know this is good. There's no doubt in my mind that this is good. But if you have to pick one, which one you pick? Apparently, this is the winner because it's the one that you see. So this is the thing that's so good with Amazon is because you can do this. Now look at this. Look at this item. Now this protein bar has a lot of protein, but it doesn't have a lot of fiber. So if you're looking for fiber, this is not your bar. If you're looking for taste, if you want to buying something that you want that tastes good, now this is good. I've tried these 3. These are great. These are awesome. Fantastic. But I'm disappointed that the fiber content's not more. But the thing here is that these guys make like, I don't know, like 15 or 18 different flavors. When you go to the store, you get the 5, the 3 or 4 or 5 best. That's what you get. But what about if you like flavor number 17? That might be your best flavor by far. It might be what you want. Well, you won't be able to buy that in the store locally because it's the 17th the best flavor selling wise. But they're still making it. So if they're still making it, you still buy it. So that's the thing. That's the thing that makes it so good. So this would be a perfect example. Well, both of these bars are perfect examples of being able to buy things from Amazon that you might not be able to buy anywhere else. And it's exactly what you want. Just because they're selling chocolate and caramel, that doesn't mean that you don't like cookies and cream, right? And maybe that's what you want. Maybe that's what you like. So then you have my first section, the first part of the store that I put together was this one. And it was all about putting the Fitbit watches. That's how I started. I put the Fitbit watches first. That's what I knew. I knew the Fitbit watch. I got a Fitbit Sense, and it's $249. That's a good price. Look, it's $250 right here. That's a good price because it was $299 for the last couple weeks. The lowest I ever saw it on Amazon was $239. That's the lowest I've seen it on Amazon. But look, Father's Day is getting close, and the price is right. So if that's what you want to give him or your grandfather or whatever, now's the time on that one. As time went by, I've been talking about it every day since May 1st. Because Father's Day is fast approaching. It's really close. What today is? Today's the 9th? 10th. The 10th. It's the 20th, so it's only 10 days down the road. You got time to order it and get it in for Father's Day. But that's a great price. But the deal is, as time went by, I found out more about the Apple watches. Then I found out more about the Samsung watches. And then the same thing with the Garmin's. So there's the whole deal of the store is to say, wow, look at this is the variations in the watches. Okay, my deal was that the perfect way to do the diet and lose a few pounds like I did was to use the watches to track your calories burned, and then you buy the scale. You buy the scale to keep track of how much you're eating. And then you buy this scale so that you can document what you weigh every day. And then it goes to the program. So the program works pretty good because you could scan it with your phone. All the things with a UPC code, that's fine. But the problem that you run into is when you get to homemade cooked food. Then what you have to do is go to the database and look for something that was similar to it. Something that's similar to it, and then use that. Say, okay, I ate 232 grams of beans, and then I'm going to compare it to maybe a can of beans. Okay, it's not going to be exact, okay, but it's going to be close enough. And then you take it from there. But if you're doing ice cream, for instance, let's say you're eating an ice cream and you have no idea and it's not in a database and it's the best ice cream you ever ate. And when you tried to put your spoon in the ice cream, you couldn't get it in there because it was so hard. So that means that's a rich product. That's a good product. That's one of those 300 calories per serving, not 150. So if you're eating an ice cream and you can't get your spoon through it when it's frozen, that's usually probably a good sign that it's good quality ice cream. So when you match it up on something in the database, make sure you match it up with something like Haagen-Dazs. Don't match it up with the private label that's cheap because that's 150 calories. So then you scan that, you use that one that's similar, and then you put your weight in, and that's the best way to do it. That's the way to make it work. All right, so that's the store. That's it. That's the store. So anyway, I'm going back up. Like I said, these are the 10. When Amazon approved me to get to a higher level on their, I don't know, they got everything rated or whatever. And when I sent in my first video, they said, okay, that's good enough. I didn't know if I was going to get approved or whatever. And then the next step was they said I can make 10 videos. So I sent in my Fitbit video and I got that approved. And then I sent the other 9 videos and I got that approved. So what happens is this Tostitos deal, I'm just saying that this is good, okay? This is some good stuff. You got some chips and you want something that's not too hot and that's got some flavor that you're going to like. Most people like nacho cheese. Not all nacho cheese is the same though. Some don't taste that great. But this is good stuff. They sell this all over the country or whatever. And I did a video on it, and all the videos I did got approved. So if you're at 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm sleeping and Calvin's sleeping and nobody's home, and you go to the store and you go to Amazon and you find Tostitos, you might see me in that section, in the Amazon section, and you listen to what I got to say. So but don't be surprised. You might see me there. Little by little, that's the way things are going to go. Because when you buy something, you want to know from somebody out there that they had a good experience or a bad experience. Or let's say this. You're looking at that and you say, I don't know if that's spicy. That might be too spicy. And then you see me tell you that it's not. Well, I know spicy food because I live in Louisiana. I know it kicks. I know what people are afraid of. And being that I've been in the business for a long time, I've heard what people either like or don't like. See, this is mild enough to where you can even go to parts of the country that don't like spice at all, like the Midwest. And this could kind of work, So that's how retail is changing now. Now you go and you go pick your stuff. And if you want to find out extra stuff about something, you got somebody like me that's been in the trenches, and then I could actually tell you what I know or I don't know. So that's how that goes. All right. Well, I think I want to end it here, and you never know. I might pop back up later tonight. I'm gonna go check and see what's going on. My life has kind of changed completely because now every day I'm Amazon Live at 5:55. Hey, look, if you like food content, if food content is what you like, that's what I'm talking about. I'm going to be talking about food the whole time, basically. I'll talk about other things, of course, but mainly food. If that's what you like, go ahead and follow me. Hit that follow button. I could use a few extra followers. I'm getting the views. I got a lot of views, no doubt about that. But followers are a little harder to come by. So anyway, y'all take care. Thanks so much for hanging in there with me. And I will see you probably later on down the road. And especially Amazon Live at 5:55. All right, y'all take care. I'll see you later.